And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Maureen versus Banda, step forward, please.
Ramona Maureen is suing bandleader Lupe Banda for a refund of the deposit to play at her 50th wedding anniversary. Ramona says 5 months before the event, her husband died.
Miss Maureen, you and your husband were going to be celebrating your 50th wedding anniversary, according to your complaint.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were planning a celebration. You were
Yes,
planning
ma'am.
it almost a year in advance.
Yes, ma'am.
And you, among other things, in order to plan this party, you arranged for the defendant to play the music at the party.
Yes.
And you gave him a $200 deposit and signed a contract,
Yeah.
which I would like to see. Sadly, about 6 months prior to your anniversary, 5 months prior to your anniversary, your husband passed away,
Yes, ma'am.
and you want your deposit back.
Yes.
Mr. Banda says that it was a non-refundable deposit,
Yeah, I understand that.
that he would have returned your money if he had another engagement that night, but he didn't. Is that right, sir?
That's correct.
Your husband signed this contract.
Yes.
You understand, Miss Maureen, this is sad to have to say this to you,
Yes, ma'am.
but
I understand.
the contract that was
Said
signed
it's non-refundable.
said it was non-refundable. And the law really says that even if it's a non-refundable deposit, under certain conditions, it would be incumbent upon the defendant to try to mitigate his damages, which would mean that he would have to try to rebook something else.
Yes, ma'am. I
That-
understand that much.
What efforts did you make to try to fill that date, the 28th of December?
Well, I did not get another booking. You know, people call me and tell me, I want you to play. I have to say, I can't play because I've already got a contract.
Can you answer my question? My question was, did you make any effort to advertise to try to fill that day?
Well, not advertised, but if a booking would come my way, yes, I would have tried to.
Do you
to have
earn your
gotten it.
living solely by playing
No,
at functions?
No.
What do you earn your living at?
I'm a hair person. I do hair.
So you do this on the side.
Yes.
How long have you been doing this on the side?
Well, some years, you know.
Give me an example. How many years?
Okay, maybe when I was 20, you know. I'm 51 right now.
Are you telling me that you've been playing to supplement your income for 30 years?
No, but see, I don't do club work. I don't do nothing like that. All I do is like family functions. I do a lot of charities. It's a fun thing more than anything. Like I have not played for what 3-4 months, but it doesn't matter. We don't. This is not our income.
Well, if it's not your income, sir, and what you're saying is that you are performing really for fun.
Well, yes, but everybody
Just to
gets
say,
paid.
for fun. I'm just curious. You understand that I have just told her that this is a non-refundable deposit.
Yes, I understand
But I
that.
assume you live in a small community,
Yes, ma'am.
right?
Yes.
You live in a small community, so that word of mouth is the way you get your business?
Yes.
You do understand that it doesn't look good for you.
Well,
As a businessman, listen to me carefully, as a businessman, since you don't earn your living by being a musician, you don't have a band that you pay regularly, you know, you're a hairdresser and you do this for fun. You haven't done it for 4 months, so you're not really earning a living doing this. You're doing it for fun. Don't you realize that it's not good sense for you not to have given her back her $200?
yes, but I mean, my music business. I mean, it's not there. Like I said.
Don't double talk me. I don't want to hear double talk. What you do is you say, if you're smart, you say, yes, it's not good business for me not to return our $200 under these circumstances. However, Judge, we do have a binding contract.
Exactly.
If I were a business person, Miss Morin,
Yes, ma'am.
I would say to you, I'm really sorry that you
Yeah.
suffered this loss. Here's your $200 back. I don't depend upon my music business to support my family. I really just do it for fun. We live in a small community. I don't want there to be any hard feelings. Here's your $200 back. That's what a smart person would do,
Yes, ma'am.
right? Some people are smart business people and some people are not. And when you have a binding contract and you come into court and ask the court to rule on what the law is, you have a binding contract. He's not obliged to give you your money back.
I understand
It's
that
not
much,
obliged
Your
to,
Honor.
and I can't direct him to give you your money back. All I can tell him is
No, well,
it's not smart business.
I know it's not smart business. I spoke to him on July the 17th, and I told him that was 5 months before the booking date. And I told him this while we were on vacation, Paul passed away. And he said, okay. And I told him I would like to talk to you later. And he said, okay. This man, I tried to get a hold of him. He never called me. He never had the courtesy to call me.
Not good business.
Not good business.
Not
good
being a
business.
nice person.
So I felt, I'm not doing it, Your Honor, I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it for the principle of the thing, so other people will know how bad businessman he is.
Now they know. Good for you.
That's why I did it.
Thank you.
That's why.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It's not the money. I don't need the money.
When I sign a contract, it should bind.
I get my deposit back. It was going to my church.
This is just another case of it could have been my coffee's too hot or it's too cold.
He never returned my call. So what does that tell Corpus Christi?
People just want to sue.
That he is not a very good businessman.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Wolford versus Pearson, step forward, please.
22-year-old homemaker Cameo Wofford is suing 27-year-old CNA Patricia Pearson for the cost of car insurance. Patricia claims Cameo is trying to run a scam.
Ms. Wofford, the defendant was a friend of yours, and according to your complaint, somehow she owes you $280-some-odd for automobile insurance.
Yes.
So in 3 minutes, I'd like you to tell me how it came about that she owes you for automobile insurance.
Well, on the 15th of May, she asked me to have her car insured because she needed transportation to get back and forth to Buffalo because her daughter was sick. Unfortunately, she sells her babies to a black market.
What does that mean?
That means she sells her babies to these families, and they give her money.
You mean she has children that she puts out for adoption?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And they would pay the car insurance every month, and it come to find out that she was never pregnant, so they cut her off.
So?
I had no money to pay it because that was
Ms.
her
Wofford,
responsibility to pay it.
According to what I tried to piece together from your complaint, she asked you to put her car on your insurance because she didn't have a driver's license.
Yes.
You said okay.
Yes.
So you were assisting someone in committing a fraud against the insurance company and breaking the law. Is that right?
Well, I didn't know it was against the law to put...
You know it's against the law to drive a car without a license, don't you?
Yes.
And when you told the insurance company that you wanted to add another car to your insurance policy, they asked you on the form to name the other drivers, right?
No, I just...
Of course they do. I'm going to give you a very fast lesson in jurisprudence. You cannot come into court asking a court to help you if you have unclean hands. So if you do something wrong and somebody else does something more wrong, it's not the court's job to figure out who did something that's wrong and, for want of a better term, wronger. Do you understand me?
Yes.
Now, the fact that you knew that she, an unlicensed driver, you were assisting an unlicensed driver, puts you in a position of coming to court with unclean hands.
I wasn't looking at it that way.
Well, I want you to look at it that way. I've just given you your lesson in jurisprudence. You have to know that you always have to do the right thing. And if you're going to help somebody to do the wrong thing, you're not going to get help from the courts to fix it. Got it? Mm-hmm. Good. Goodbye.
Thank you. Her sister went to prison for 3 years. She's been to jail. She sold like 4 kids.
I don't even know where she got that from. It was an aunt that asked me that said that she was going to pay my car insurance.
She caused a lot of problems. She got evicted from her apartment, so she's just dirty.
We're not friends anymore.
And she's trying to get pregnant.
Next case.
All parties in the matter of Jones versus Stegall, step forward, please.
18-year-old waitress Bonnie Jones is suing her ex-boyfriend, 20-year-old Thailand installer Thomas Stegall, for writing checks from a shared account after they broke up.
Miss Jones, Mr. Stegall was your boyfriend.
Yes.
While you were together, you made the monumental mistake of having a joint bank account with him.
Yes.
It was probably a mistake for both of you, but certainly since you're on that side of the table, it was a bigger mistake for you. According to your complaint, at the time you broke up, you left some of the checks in the apartment or in the house where you were living.
Yes.
Mr. Stigall found those checks because he had not been writing checks on the account you had. And over the next month, he wrote a series of checks. The bounced fees, et cetera, came to about $600. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And there's no question, these were all his checks, his withdrawals, after you broke up. Is that right?
Yep.
Now, I think, Mr. Stigall, you acknowledge that all of these checks were written after you broke up. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
So now, I would like you to tell me, and at the same time you're going to tell Bird, your defense.
When we split up, I hadn't been using the checkbook. I wasn't allowed to. So when she left, I figured there was still money in there for me to use. I didn't know.
Do you know how to use a telephone?
I didn't know where she was.
But you know where your bank was.
Yes, ma'am.
Would it ever dawn on you to go into the bank and find out if there was any money left in that account?
It didn't occur to me, no, ma'am.
Okay. So continue. Bird's still listening.
Well, basically, I found the checkbook, and I decided that, well, I really wasn't thinking straight at the time, I guess you could say. I needed a few things, or wanted a few things, and I ended up writing a few checks that turned out to bounce. And she's called me quite a few times since then to let me know, and I told her I'd do the best I can to work on it, but I just got employed again, just getting stuff straightened out.
Would you tell me what your defense is?
I had no idea there wasn't any money in the account. I thought that my money was still in there.
So if you knew that there was no money in the account, you wouldn't have written these checks. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, ma'am.
So then you owe her the money, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Isn't this easy? Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $606. That's it.
Thank you.
Excuse, you may step out.
It's very fair.
I think it was fair. I think it was kind of unnecessary, personally.
I gave him 6 months to get a job, to start making payments towards $606, which is really not that much.
I was trying to pay back the money as I could. Like I said, I just got employed again, and I really thought it was all unnecessary.
It took him 6 months to just get a job. So how much longer is it going to till I see the first payment?
I couldn't even begin to tell you what goes on in a woman's mind.
One too many arguments.
I tell you, it left me as confused as anything I've ever been through.
I don't think he should have been as shocked as he says he is or was.
I came home, she was gone, and things just took a turn from the worse from there. Everything just, my life slipped apart.
It was just the way I left.
Pick up a little piece every day, lose a piece here and there.
I will never, ever again hold a joint checking account with anyone.
Phlebotomist Shauna Hunter is suing her boyfriend's ex-girlfriend, 26-year-old customer care representative Javon Franklin, for keying her car. Javon is countersuing, claiming Shauna slashed her tires.
Yeah, this is case number 211 on the calendar in the matter of Hunter versus Franklin. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Thanks, Bert.
Folks, have seats. You're welcome, Judge.
Is the boyfriend here? Which one is the boyfriend?
One in the burgundy shirt.
Officer Bird. He looks like a nice enough gentleman.
Yeah.
Does he look as if he's special enough to start a war over?
I'm not a real good judge on guys.
I am.
What do you think?
I wouldn't start a war over any of them.
There you go.
Oh. Aren't you humiliated? Before we even start, are you a nice girl?
Very.
And you?
Yes,
Think you're a nice girl?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you work?
Yes, I do.
That was a big pause there. What does that mean, a big pause?
I work 25 miles away from home, and I go.
What do you do?
I'm a phlebotomist.
Okay, which means you take
Blood.
and you work for a laboratory?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you been working for a laboratory?
A year and a half.
And what do you do for a living, Miss Franklin?
I work at AT&T Wireless.
How long have you been working for AT&T?
A year and a half.
Smart, both in this terrible economy, both have good jobs, beautiful looking. What does he do?
Nothing.
Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just
a second. Just asking.
she wouldn't know.
Just a second. I just want to know.
Yeah.
She said nothing. What does he do?
He's an administrative assistant.
And how many days a week does he work?
Can I interrupt, please? Right now.
No, I'm going to get an answer.
Okay.
I'm going to get an answer. Come on.
Actually, I'm going to take that back. She got him fired.
Thank you.
So the answer is he's not working.
He's not. He's
All right.
He's searching. He's searching really hard.
What I'm saying is, he may not be a bad guy, but you are two nice, clearly responsible, hardworking, diligent young women who you claim she keyed your car over Prince Charming. She says you slashed her tires over Prince Charming.
Prince Charming cannot pay my bills.
Just a second. Don't jump up and down.
Sorry.
Stay still. You're making me seasick.
I'm sorry.
Miss Hunter.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me when Miss Franklin keyed your car.
It was the weekend of Memorial Day.
And how do you know that she keyed your car?
I got 2 witnesses here that saw her do it. Firstly, I just want to set up the situation. She came ringing the doorbell at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's not the first time.
He used to be your boyfriend?
Yes, used to be.
I broke up with him in May. He proposed to me in May. I told him no.
Okay. So she came to your house in the morning
and she kept ringing the doorbell. This is according to my witness, because we were both asleep naturally, like any normal person should be asleep at 4 o'clock in the morning. Brian Matlock, he assumed that it was me because when my witness and I came in, he was on the couch sleeping.
You all live together?
No. I actually have a friend, Justin, who rents out a room to Kevin here. I've only known these people for about 8 months. And what happened was I was sleeping on the couch, and I was rudely woken to a doorbell ringing about 30 times. I looked out the people and mistaked it for Shauna and let her in, and I believed it was Shauna at the time, and I just went and laid down because she walked right to Kevin's room.
And it was this young lady?
This young lady.
Now, what were you doing there 5 o'clock in the morning? Shh! What were you doing there 5 o'clock in the morning?
I was not there at 5 o'clock.
You think he's lying?
I don't even know this guy, to be honest.
I don't know her, but I knew her after all the lights came on.
I've never seen him. Never seen this guy. He does not live at that residence.
He didn't say he was living. He was sleeping on the couch.
I've never seen him there.
Okay, go ahead. So you let her in, and what happened?
I let her in, and it escalated into an argument which carried out to the driveway. I, at that point, followed to make sure there was no fighting or anything at that point. I asked her to leave and told her that I was going to call the police. She told me, mind your own business, white boy, and keyed up the side of her vehicle.
And you saw that?
I watched every bit of it.
And you say that never happened?
That never happened.
Okay, good. Now, this happened the early morning of May 24th, according to your complaint.
Yes, ma'am.
Then you say, after work on May 24th, something happened with your car, right? Let me hear what happened with your car.
Kevin came to my house. He called me on May 24th and asked...
Kevin, that's him.
Yeah, that's him. He asked me to marry him. Let's go to Reno. I came up with some lame excuses. I told Kevin I was sick, I was tired, and my hair was not done. We got into a little argument. No, it sounds funny, but I did. The second time we were supposed to get married, we were on our way to Reno, got halfway there,
I don't
and
care about the second time.
Well, anyways, the 24th, when he came over to my house, we got into a little argument because I did not want to get married to him. He left, called me 2:20 in the morning. He said he was downtown at a jazz festival. Can he come over? I told him no. I was already in bed, asleep. That afternoon, I went to work at 2 o'clock. Got an email sent out to the whole call center and asked at 4 o'clock, is there anyone that drive a white Honda Accord? And I responded to that email. They said because there's somebody outside in the parking lot slashing your tires.
Don't, you're banging on the table. It's
Somebody's in the parking lot slashing at your tires.
Do you have any witnesses who saw her do it?
I do have a witness. Chrissy Sims is the witness.
Okay.
I also have
Step up.
Police report for another witness, but she couldn't make it. She had surgery.
Would you get the police report? I want to take a look at it. Sure. Chrissy, you have a last name?
Sims.
Who do you work for?
I work for AT&T Wireless also.
Did you witness Miss Hunter slashing Miss Franklin's tires?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
And when was that?
It was on May 25th. It was around 3:30, 4 o'clock. That's when I normally take my lunch break, and I was in our lunchroom. And I was just looking outside, and I saw a car parked behind her car, like slanted. And then I saw her get out the car, and you could tell she was up to something because the way she was parked. So I saw her get out the car and go over to her tires and just kneel down and slash. She kept moving her arm back and forth.
Judges. Her boyfriend's ex-girlfriend, Javon Franklin, keyed her car. Javon says Shauna slashed her tires.
Okay, I'm ready.
Your Honor, I'll tell you, I don't need a witness here. I slashed her tires. I'm willing to pay for her tires because I was enraged the next morning to find my brand new car.
Perfect.
scratched. And you know, on top of that, come to find out that this gentleman bought her tires. There was only one security guard outside. He came and chased me. That's when I hopped in my car and I ran off.
Just a second. How much were the tires?
The tires are $300.
Well, let me have an estimate.
I didn't even bring that, to be honest. I left that at home.
Well, where did you think you were coming today? I need an estimate for tires. She has a check here for $50.
Who paid for that and where?
Well, I don't know.
Kevin bought them for $25 each.
Oh.
Is that right?
That's correct.
She has 15-inch rims on her tires. I looked down, they were bald.
It doesn't make any difference. I have here $975 is what you're suing for. Damages to the car, towing expenses, lost wages, and harassment.
Correct.
Okay. And how many tires were slashed?
It was 2.
Bird, I know nothing about tires. I know that they make the world go round. Could you get a tire for $100?
Can you buy one tire
Yeah.
for 100? Yeah, you can buy one
Is
tire
that
for
a nice?
$100.
Is that a good tire?
That's a real good tire.
What's an average price tire for a Honda Accord?
And they're 17-inch.
Maybe $75 a piece.
All right. Now, how much did you pay for the towing of your car?
The towing was only $65.
And what kind of lost wages are you talking about?
2 days of work, miss.
Why did you miss 2 days of work?
I just didn't have the money to get my tires fixed. When I got it towed, I had it towed to my house. I didn't have any transportation, so
Right.
the only transportation I had was to go
Take
get
the
my
bus and leave the driving to us. Okay. Now, I want to see pictures of the scratches to your car.
By the way, she scratched it 2 times on 2 separate occasions.
You have an estimate on painting it?
Yes, ma'am.
There isn't much of a question in my mind that Miss Franklin keyed your car. She certainly acknowledged the fact that she slashed your tires because she was angry.
Your Honor, I did not key her car.
Yeah.
I would like to take a lie detective test, if that's possible.
Okay. Anyway, that's my finding, and I think that you two ladies should just cool it.
I agree. Totally.
And it's going to cost you some money to fix your car, and I'm going to do a set-off because I have a claim and I have a counterclaim, and after I did all the math, although you have a claim for some $1,100 for the painting of your car, you're going to get $785 because I have deducted what I believe is the cost of the tires and the towing. Judgment for the plaintiff, the amount of $785. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She's more than welcome to have him. She's actually doing me a favor.
As soon as she moves on with herself, the better off she'll be.
He said, I heard his heart for the last time, and I will pay for this.
We were doing just fine until she came back around, just causing trouble, knocking on the door at 3 o'clock in the morning when nobody wants her there.
This is my payback. It's cute.
Is suing technician Linda Terhune for pouring soda on his head in a movie theater. Linda says Michael was talking during the film.
Comfy?
Thank you.
Your Honor, this is case number 228 on the calendar in the matter of Haas versus Terhune.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Mr. Haas, was this the gentleman who was with you at the movie theater on the day of the incident?
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, Mr. Haas, the defendant assaulted you by spilling soda on your head in the movie theater. And you were injured. Your eye became infected. Something happened to your eye as a result of that. I read the defendant's answer, and quite frankly, she doesn't deny that she did it. But in effect, her defense is that you're a crybaby. It's no big deal. Is that what your defense is? Yeah, that's what I figured. I don't know how that's going to fly, but we're going to find out. I'm not going to start with you.
Okay.
I'm going to start with Mr. Hume. First, I want you to tell me how old you are.
38.
You work?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a technician on
Okay.
computers.
Tell me when you went to the movies on the day that you came into contact with Mr. Haas. What date was that?
I don't remember. He says it was the 7th of November.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. What movie were you going to see?
Frida.
Good movie. For what performance did you buy a
It's the
ticket?
first one, like 11 o'clock, I think, or
In the
noon.
morning?
Yeah.
Busy theater?
Not a lot of people that day, maybe 30 people.
Now, you arrived at the theater, bought your ticket, and went and took a seat. 30 people, so the theater wasn't full. When did Mr. Haas arrive?
Probably 5 minutes after the movie had started, and it just took him a little bit to settle in.
Where did they settle in? Right in front of you?
In front of me and down maybe 6 seats, probably.
Tell me what happened.
They were talking, and they weren't, I mean, at first it was like we have our seats now and that kind of thing. But then they kept talking. It wasn't about the movie. They were talking about how they got there and things like that. They were just chatting. And people were staring at them. Finally, I said, please be quiet. And Mr. Haas turned to me and said, we're not being loud enough to disturb you. So then they were quiet for like 10 minutes, and I didn't care. If he had to call me so he'd be quiet, I didn't care.
Okay.
But then they started again. And again, it wasn't, what did she say or anything? It was just chit-chat. So I got up to leave. I figured I'm not going to be happy here. There's no point. And as I walked past, I walked right past his head. And I had a big soda in my hand, and I poured it over his head.
Shh. Okay.
So then he, people laughed, and he jumped up and said, you're going to go to jail for assault if I have anything to say about it, and started running and carrying on. And I was leaving, and he was following me, and I figured he's just going to get my license plate, and he can call the police and tell them what a mean lady I am. And instead, I had this book bag. It was heavy enough that it carried books in it. It wasn't like a shopping bag or anything, but it was made out of like a plastic material. And he grabbed it and ripped it in half. I don't have it. I gave it to the police. I wasn't sure if I could take him physically, so I decided to just wait for the police to get there.
And they came and they issued citations to both of you?
At his insistence.
Okay. Mr. Haas, let's take it step by step. Did you arrive 5 minutes after the movie started?
The credits were still rolling.
I don't care whether 5 minutes after the movie started, you arrived.
About?
Why?
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 Well, it was actually the right time to arrive.
Why?
Well, we didn't have to watch the previews.
Yeah, but people got to a movie theater and they settled in, and the movie theater went dark, and then you decide, quite selfishly, to arrive. If you said to me, you didn't mean to arrive late, we just arrived late because we hit traffic or the car wouldn't start or whatever, what you're telling me is you don't have to go in to see the credits and to hear the opening salvo. You just get there when the first word is uttered. So it was the right time. You planned it that way.
Yes.
Well, that's rude. Very rude. And when you sat down, were you speaking to your friend?
A few words.
Why? You've already been rude, arriving late. Other people are there. 30 people arrived on time, settled themselves down. Not only do you arrive late so that your big bodies are blocking the screen so that people can't see it as you're going to sit down in your seats, but you sit down and then you start to talk.
There were only half a dozen people in the theater, and our big
difference does it make? There were more than you.
And our bodies didn't block any screen viewing.
How do you know that?
Because there was only half a dozen people in the theater.
Mr. Haas, so you telling me that your chatter didn't bother anybody else because there were only 6 people in the theater?
A word or two passed between friends isn't chatter.
I don't believe that that's what happened, Mr. Haas. I don't believe that. And I'm not even going to ask him because you didn't say, glad we got here, fine, I'm going to be quiet. You were talking to him. She asked you to be quiet. And according to you, you said, not talking loud enough to bother you. And you did call her a name. You acknowledged that. Is that right? Well, you're rude and disrespectful. I'm not saying that she had any right whatsoever to do what she did. But I want to tell you something. Most of the people who are sitting here in the courthouse today, as well as Bird, certainly myself, have been in positions where we've gone to the theater, we're respecting the rights of others, and some people who are totally self-absorbed, selfish people can ruin their good time by sitting and chatting because they just don't give a damn about anybody else, and that was you and your friend. Right?
I guess so.
You're damn right.
Judge Judy continues, claims his eyes were burned when Linda Terhune dumped soda on his head at a movie theater. Linda says Michael wouldn't stop talking during the film.
Mr. Haas, I am totally unsympathetic with you. I just want you to know that. You were rude, and she had it up to here. So, now prove to me, other than your wounded ego and your damp shirt, what injuries you sustained.
Shortly after leaving the theater, I had to take my contact lenses out that they were bothering me. I tried to call my eye doctor because my eyes were burning. It was over the Veterans Day holiday, so I wasn't able to see my eye doctor, until the following Tuesday. And then when I did go to the eye doctor, I was diagnosed with a chemical burn in my eyes.
Show me. Are these two different office visits?
Yes.
I'm just looking for the date on here.
11/12 was the first date.
So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 6 days later, you went to the doctor for the first time. Is that right?
It was Veterans Day weekend, and all the doctors were unavailable.
No, that's not true. Doctors are available. They're available in an emergency room if you have a chemical burn in your eye. So what were your out-of-pocket expenses, sir?
About $1,295.
Show me. I see one bill for $40 and one bill for, well, this I don't understand, sir. February 19th, 2003, you went to the doctor for $305.
That was as a result of not being able to wear my contact lenses anymore. I had to get eyeglasses.
That doesn't say that here at all. It doesn't say that here at all. Yeah. Don't buy it, sir. So you can take this back. Now, let's get up to $1,200 and some odd dollars. Where is that from?
In addition to needing to go to the eye doctor, evidently when the contents of her cup were dumped on my head and I jumped up from my chair, I sprung my back and went to the chiropractor.
See the groans? Let me see the chiropractor. While you're looking for that, Mr. Haas, did you sprain your back before or after you've chased her out into the parking lot and grabbed her backpack?
Well, there was no chase to the parking lot. This was a mall theater. She tried to escape when I was trying to call the police.
Please, was the injury before or after you grabbed her backpack?
It was before.
Okay. Now let me see the report from the chiropractor. Sir, these are just bills. You have a report from the chiropractor?
They're paid bills.
I'm asking you if you have a report from the chiropractor.
No.
No. Then you know that this is nonsense. So far, the only bill I have is $40 for your eye exam on or about the 12th of November. What else?
In addition to the chiropractor...
Chiropractor I'm not considering, sir. I don't know whether you sprained your... Listen to me. I don't know whether you sprained your back hopping into your car. I don't know whether you sprained your back or neck at all. I have no idea. When you come to court, you have to have a doctor's report. A doctor's report will tell you exactly what you were treated for, what you complained of, what your symptoms were. Paid bills is not it. What else?
There was more to the eyes than just a $40 bill. How much is your eyesight worth to you?
How much is my eyesight worth? I don't know. How is your eyesight between the time that she poured the soda on your head and today? What has been the progression of your eye disease?
Well, I used to wear contact lenses all of the time, and after the incident where the contents of the cup were dumped on my eyes, I have never been able to wear contacts again. That's why I had to buy eyeglasses.
As I said, I'm not excusing the defendant's behavior. I think that she acted inappropriately in a juvenile manner, and I am unsympathetic. I'm also unsympathetic, sir, with your request for $3,000 in medical expenses and pain and suffering because somebody just got really annoyed enough at you and your rudeness to act out her worst fantasy, which was to get up and pour her drink over your head and say, you annoyed me and the rest of the people in this theater, and now I'm going to annoy you and make your life a little bit miserable, because all I wanted to do this morning was come and see a very good movie, and you destroyed that moment for me, you and your chatty friend, and I'm going to get even with you. And everybody here has had a moment like that. You had no right to do that. She also had no right to throw soda on him. By the way, did you ever at any time apologize to her for using profanity and calling her a name?
No, I would expect that she would apologize to me and be responsible for taking some anger management course.
Mm-hmm. What's the name of... Gee, there used to be a woman who dealt in etiquette. I'm trying to think. Miss Manners. She owes you an apology. She does. You owe her an apology. Now, he had out-of-pocket expense of $40. I'm giving him 10 times those damages, $400. Now, there's a passive-aggressive piece of you, sir. I'm not exactly sure what the diagnosis would be, but it's certainly passive-aggressive. Because if you can go into a public theater and somebody says to you, could you please be quiet, and instead of just saying, well, I didn't realize I was disturbing somebody, turn around and curse them, and then continue to annoy them, there is some passive aggressiveness about you. And while she needs some anger management classes, you probably need a couple of good hours on a shrink's couch. That's it, $400 for the plaintiff.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, I think it speaks volumes to the lack of gentility that we now have in our country, where someone can assault you in a public place and skate as easily as Mr. Hume did.
The only thing that surprises me is that more people don't pour sodas on Mr. Haas's head.
And now caregiver Dorothy Rochelle is suing her deceased client's granddaughter, litigation secretary Joyce Martin, for slander and pain and suffering. Joyce says Dorothy took out a life insurance policy on her grandmother.
All rise. Now, this is case number 271 on the calendar in the matter of Rochelle versus Martin.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Ms. Rochelle, you were the caregiver for the defendant's grandmother.
Yes, ma'am.
Who passed away on the 31st?
24th of January.
24th of January. It is your claim that the defendant slandered you by claiming that you took some money that you shouldn't have, that was her grandmother's money.
Yes.
I think that was in Social Security checks, that because she said that you had taken those checks and you weren't authorized to at that time, the money was taken out of your account, causing other checks that you wrote to bounce. So what you're suing her for is $5,000 for the aggravation that you had and the bounce check fees, etc., and also for slandering you.
Yes.
Ms. Martin is going to explain to me what happened. She says that this whole thing is really about an insurance policy that you had on the life of her grandmother, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So let me try to place this in perspective. Ms. Rochelle, when did you start to act as the caregiver for Miss Martin's grandmother?
In May of 1999.
What was wrong with her grandmother?
She couldn't walk very well due to rheumatoid arthritis, and she's a diabetic also, so she didn't get around very well.
Was your grandfather alive at the time?
In 99, yes, he was.
So were you caring for both of
I
them?
cared for him also, yes.
Were you living in or just...
Yes, I was to live in.
Who hired you?
I wasn't really hired. I come here, they were my godparents. I moved here from Kansas City because I was here in December prior to May of 1999.
Oh, so you knew that they were your godparents?
Yes, I knew them,
I
yes.
didn't realize that.
So when I got there in December and saw what condition they were living in, I mean, adults, people shouldn't have to live like that. So when I went back home, I couldn't rest, so I came back out to try to get their home and get them in living condition, and I was going to go back home. I figured everybody else would take care of them. It didn't happen, so I was here till they both died.
So your grandfather died first?
Yes, he had Alzheimer's and other conditions.
So he had Alzheimer's?
Yes.
But not her grandmother?
No.
She just had physical problems?
Physical problems. She was very strong mentally.
Okay. And it was agreed that the Social Security checks were to be direct deposited into your account?
Well, it was agreed that that's how she would pay me, yes.
So she was paying you?
Yeah, the last year, the first 2 years I worked for, took care of her and Mr. Spivey with no pay.
How much was she paying you?
June of 2002, she started paying me $1,100 per month. But prior to that, she wasn't paying me anything.
Oh, just a second. Now, was that $1,100 her Social Security check?
Yes.
Now, when did you leave the employ of, what was your grandmother's name?
Mrs. Alberta Spivey.
When did you leave Miss Spivey's employ?
I came home one Friday evening, and she explained to me that Monday, which would be the 28th, that she would be going to the hospital and from there to a nursing home.
Okay. Now, that you claim that she told somebody at the bank that you had stolen money or taken money. What money?
I have an affidavit with a check that Miss Martin accused me of stealing, which was a check that I received every month for Mrs. Spivey. For Mrs. Spivey.
What month?
November 1st.
Well, you weren't in her employ in November.
But she still expected me to take care of her. I was her sole provider.
No. She left on October 28th. November
Yes.
1st. You got the check. It should have been returned. Is that the check we're talking about?
The arrangement we made was that when Mrs. Spivey came to me in April of 2002, she didn't pay me for April. So when she left, by her not giving me a 30-day notice, I was supposed to keep November's payment also. That's the arrangement we made.
That's hearsay, madam. if she left your home on October 28th,
Okay.
and if Miss Martin complained that you had taken November's check and appropriated it for yourself, and it was a Social Security check, then she didn't slander you. Is that the check you're complaining about?
Well, Mrs. Martin had no arrangement with Mrs. Spivey's and I arrangement, you know. I mean, there's no written document saying I get this every month, I do that, you know. I cast a check, she'll give me what she
Well,
wanted.
if there's no written document, then you can't take her Social Security. Her Social Security goes to her. So if that's what you're complaining about, Miss Rochelle, your complaint is falling on deaf ears. She says that this is all about an insurance policy, and I'm sort of curious about that insurance policy. When did Miss Spivey take out an insurance policy naming you as beneficiary?
She had the insurance policy in 2001, but when she came to live with me, she complained the whole time. We talked previously on the phone.
Just
all the
answer
time.
my questions. You can't tell me what she said to you. She's not here.
August, I believe, of 2002.
August of 2002, she changed the insurance policy, making you the beneficiary.
Yes.
Who had previously been the beneficiary?
Her daughter in Topeka, Kansas.
And where did she go when she changed the insurance policy? Did she go to somebody's office, or did somebody come to her?
The insurance agent, which is present here in the court, he came to our home and took out the policy.
Who was the insurance agent?
Mr. Harvey.
Step up, please. Your last name is Harvey?
Yes.
May I interject for a moment, sir?
Yes.
The insurance policy prior to August 20th had lapsed. So a new application was issued August 20th, 2002, and this is the application to which plaintiff is referring.
So in August, when you came to the house, sir, she did not have insurance.
Correct.
Had you been Ms. Spivey's insurance agent previously on the old policy?
No.
And when you came to the house, you wrote up another insurance policy and named a different beneficiary. Is that correct?
Well, I
Is
don't
that
know.
correct? That you wrote up another policy with a new beneficiary?
Correct.
Just answer my question.
Well, I didn't know who the first beneficiary was.
Who determined, Ms. Martin, that the signature on this new policy was not your grandmother's signature?
The policy issued in August 20th, 2002 is her signature. The policy was amended in November. That is the signature my mother and I have disputed with Guarantee Life Insurance. That is not her signature.
What do you mean the policy was amended in November?
Okay.
Was the policy amended in November?
It was increased.
From what to what?
10 to 15,000.
November what?
About mid-month.
I have the
Who
exact
called
date, Your
you
Honor.
to increase the policy?
Miss Rochelle.
Miss Rochelle, who was no longer taking care of Miss Spivey. Is that right?
I was taking care of Miss Spivey. I was
No,
running
she-
back and forth to the nursing home taking care of her. Yes, I was.
On November 8th, she was not in the nursing home. She was at Brotman Medical Center.
Well, I was out there also. Records can show that, too.
But also, Your Honor, this policy is a joint whole life policy with my uncle and my grandmother. My uncle was incarcerated through at least January 19th, 2003. His signature also appears on both applications. I don't see how that's possible.
I don't know either, but are you still in litigation with regard to that second policy?
We were told by Guarantee that the policy would not be paid. so
And it
we
has
have-
not been paid, is that right?
Yes.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. Claims her deceased client's granddaughter, Joyce Martin, falsely accused her of stealing. Joyce says Dorothy took out a life insurance policy on her grandmother.
All right, not so hard. Miss Rochelle, you had no right to keep in your account Miss Spivey's Social Security check for the month of November of 2002. You were no longer taking care of her. The $1,100 was to provide for her care. She was either in a hospital or she was in a nursing home during the month of November. Both of those facilities were entitled to a piece of her Social Security check, not you. Miss Martin.
Yes, ma'am.
She has a very simplistic lawsuit here. Her lawsuit says that you accused her of stealing money, of using money that she wasn't entitled to.
Correct.
And I've just told her that she wasn't entitled to that money that she had in her bank account. Okay. And that if, because of your complaint, that money was withdrawn from her bank account and she suffered damages because other checks bounced, that's too bad.
That's correct.
Too bad. She had no right to keep that money. It was a Social Security check. I've answered you. You had no right to keep the money. You may disagree with me. That's your problem. Your case is dismissed. Goodbye. Good luck.
Parties are excused. You can step out.
I took care of this woman, grandmother and grandfather, for 4 years. She was too good to take care of them.
The package I brought with me today are the remains of my grandmother.
That she got the audacity to take me to court when she never came around.
And had her here for moral support today.
She had her girlfriends and everything she's sleeping laying up with, but she couldn't take care of her grandmother. I did it, put my life on hold, and I'm the bad guy now.
And now the next grade is suing business owner Tim Oviatt and his former employee Donald Fisher for assaulting her in their store. Donald is countersuing, claiming Lisa assaulted him.
Yes, this is case number 409 on the calendar in the matter of McCrae versus Oviatt Fisher. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, please.
Who was Mr. Oviatt?
I am, Your Honor.
Miss McCrae, according to what I read, you entered Mr. Oviatt's store. What kind of store is it?
It's a clothing store.
And when did you enter his store?
October 6th of '02.
And you got into the store and you were on your cell phone. A gentleman came over to you who is no longer here. I understand that that person who came over to you and told you that you weren't allowed to use a cell phone in the store has died.
That's correct, Your Honor.
And that person's name was?
Roland Espinoza.
And he had been ill in October of 2002.
Yes.
Came over and told you that you couldn't use a cell phone, and then there was some sort of an altercation. It is your claim that Mr. Fisher, as well as Mr. Espinoza, an employee of Mr. Oviatt, assaulted you, and you want to be compensated. Mr. Oviatt, I gather, was not present.
That's correct, Your Honor.
But Mr. Fisher was present, and Mr. Fisher says that you actually were the one who precipitated the assault. As a matter of fact, you assaulted him, and you assaulted Mr. Espinoza, and Mr. Fisher is counterclaiming.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Fine. So why don't you tell me, Ms. McCrae, your version of what happened?
I had just got off from work. I was looking for a tank top. I was on the phone. I walked past the store, and I seen a tank top on the back wall. I veered into the store. I went straight back to the tank tops, and I was looking through the tank tops while I was talking on the telephone. The man walks up past me, and he says, "You need to take that conversation outside." And I looked at him, and he walked away. And I was talking to Yolanda, and she said, "What did he say?" I said, "Girl, please, I ain't paying him no mind. I'm still looking through the thing, talking to him." He comes back up to me again, and he says, "You heard me. You need to take that conversation outside. There's no cell phones allowed in my store." He said, "I can have you removed." I said, "Do that." So his employee, Mr. Fisher here, picked up the phone and called the police at that time. So I stood there, and he said, "I can have you." He said, "I can put you out." I said, "No, you guys." Said, "I'll be right here when the police get here." He said, "No, you won't. This is mama, and I'll put you out if I want to." And at that point, he grabbed me by my collar and the seat of my pants and proceeded to push me out of the store. I said, "I'll call you back." I hung up the phone. I put it in my pocket. I spun around and I shoved him off me. I said, "Don't touch me." I said, "You don't have the right to touch me." I said, "You done already called the police. Let the police remove me." He said, "I can put you out if I want to. This is my store." He said, "I'll take that cell phone and throw it out in the damn street." I said, "I will kick you." And he kept on. And he walked away. Phone rang again. It was Yolanda.
Now, the person that you're talking about is this Mr. Espinoza?
Yes.
Who put you out?
No, he never put me outside. He
well,
tried.
You told me that he grabbed you and he put
He grabbed
you
me
outside.
several times to throw me out.
Okay.
He kept grabbing me. He came back 3 or 4 times. Every time I answered the phone, she kept calling me trying to find out what was going on, if I was okay. And every time I answered the phone, he would come from wherever he was, "Get the out of my store on that damn cell phone." And I mean, he was literally in my face. So at that point, the phone rang again. He came back this time with a bat. And I said, "No, you're not going to hit me with that bat." I turned sideways at an angle to get my balance. And I turned the phone sideways to my face. I said, "If you hit me with that bat, I will up." And she said, "He got a bat?" I said, "Yes." I said, "If you hit me with that bat," and he tapped me on my arm. I said, "I'm not playing with you. Don't hit me with that bat." So I hung up the phone. I put it in my pocket. I said, "Do not hit me with that bat." And he did it again. The last time he hit me across my shoulder hard. I grabbed the bat. I flung him the store is real little. It's a small store. I flung him all over that store. I had him on, he was holding on to that bat for dear life. I had him on the floor with his back pinned up against one of the clothing shelves. I could have stomped the dog mess out of that man. I could have put my foot in his chest to snatch that bat. I just wanted the bat. I snatched him up because he wasn't letting go, and I hemmed him up on the wall, and I punched him in his mouth. I said, I pulled him down some more. We tussled some more. I got him up in the dressing room. And when I turned around, something just told me to look, and I turned around, and Mr. Fisher sprayed me in my face with mace. Caught me on an exhale. I wiped my face on Espinosa's sleeve, and I turned around again to see who it was before I swung, make sure it wasn't the police. And I looked again, and he sprayed me again. I let go of Espinosa, and I turned around, and I punched Donald Fisher. And I was getting ready to hit him again, but I took an inhale, and I couldn't breathe. I said, okay, I'm going outside on that note.
Mr. Fisher, how long have you worked in the store?
I worked there for the total of 1 year. I don't work there anymore. At that point, I had been there probably about 8 or 9 months.
Okay. Would you describe Mr. Espinosa, please?
Well, Roland was a very small man. He was only about 120 pounds because he'd been ill for quite a long time. And he was actually a very soft-spoken man as well. So hearing this story is greatly embellished.
Just tell me put your hand down. First of all, is there a policy in the store with regard to cell phones?
There is a no cell phone policy in the store, and it's posted on the front door.
And what does it say?
It's a symbol,
May I see it?
No food, no cell phone, no drinks.
I'll get to you, madam. Just put your hand down.
And that's Mr. Espinosa.
Okay. Go ahead.
So Miss McCrae was in the store. I was at the front counter. I was finishing up a sale with one single customer. She was in the back of the store looking at the counter back there. She started talking on her cell phone, and she was talking loudly. I didn't say anything. I didn't want a confrontation. Roland came out of the back of the store, and he said, "Ma'am, there's a no cell phone policy in this store, and it's posted on the front window. I have to ask you to take your your call outside." She came right back saying, "I'll talk anywhere I please." That's what she said in a very loud tone. Well, Roland just basically yelled back to her, said, "Okay, get out of the store." And when he said get out of the store, that's when she punched him in the gut. None of this other conversation that she's described took place. And I just kind of...
Did you hear what I said?
Your Honor, that's not true.
Did you hear what I said?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
said we will get to you.
Okay.
I just kind of sighed because I thought, oh, God, here we go. It was the Castro Street Fair day, and it actually been fairly quiet because all the activity was outside. And I just picked up the phone instantly, dialed 911. The operator came on pretty quickly, and I started... She, of course, was asking me all the questions, as far as a description of the assailant, what was going on, all the relevant questions. At one point, she throws Roland into the back wall, as she did describe, so hard that it knocked down 2 permanent racks off the permanently installed racks off the wall. I'm still answering questions from the 911 operator. Next time I look up, she's thrown him into one of the 2 small dressing rooms that have saloon-style doors on them, and she's pounding him in the face. Finally, with whatever last question it was, the 911 operator asked me, I said, "Ma'am, I've really got to go help my friend." I set the phone down. I knew as I went over there, she was going to hit me. If she was that aggressive and hostile right off the cuff with him, I knew that she was going to go after me. I had pepper spray in my pocket because I walk and ride transit around the city. I had it in my right hand ready. I went over, reached over the saloon door at her left shoulder, and I said, "Stop it, let him up." And as soon as I did that, she reared up and slugged me, clipped me right on the chin. As soon as she clipped me, I sprayed her. And she took another swing at me, but she kind of swung blindly at me because I don't think she could see me. And she started to stumble toward the front door. I went over to help Roland. He was all the way down on the floor. She had pounded him to within a foot of the floor. And he was all bloodied, his lip cut. I looked up, and right as she was going out the front door, there were 4 or 5 police officers there.
Was she arrested?
Yes, she was arrested for assault.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Are you...
Retail salesperson Donald Fisher sprayed her with pepper spray.
Can I see the police report, please? Now I'll hear you. Stand up. Tell me your name.
Yolanda Telfy.
Okay.
Your Honor, I was on the phone with Miss McRae when the gentleman approached her. He did not say it in a nice manner. You need to leave the store. There's no cell phone policy. He came out with, you need to get off that phone and take that conversation outside.
Okay. So he said, you need to get off that phone and take the conversation outside. That's what you remember?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What's next?
Then the phone clicked off. I called back to make sure she was okay and what was going on. And he was screaming and yelling, sounds like at the top of his lungs at her, that he was going to put her out the store. She didn't have the right to stand in the store. And then the phone clicked off again. I called her back 3 or 4 more times, and I couldn't get through. Then I called her back again, and the first thing I heard is, you better not hit me with that bat again. And then the phone clicked off again. The next time I talked to her, she was in the back of the police car on the way to the police department.
Okay.
Judge Judy, I have proof that he just lied to you.
I'll hear you.
He told you that I hit him several times. I beat him down, what have you.
Beat who down?
That I beat Espinoza down.
That's correct.
Okay, I hit Espinoza one time.
You told...
Here's the just one time. I did not beat him down.
Listen,
this is the picture.
You told me that you grabbed him several times, pinned him up against a wall.
No, I did not. I told you that he grabbed me several times, and I grabbed the bat. We tussled with the bat.
No,
and
madam,
I
that's
him
not
up
what you
against the
said,
wall.
my dear.
I said I hemmed him up against the wall with the bat, and I punched him in his mouth. I told you we tussled some more, and then I hemmed him up in the dressing room.
That's right. You told me that you pinned him up twice.
Okay,
I heard you.
twice, but I only hit him once.
Listen to me. Listen to me. You trespassed in their store.
I was a customer.
Sure. Sit. Sit. You trespassed in their store. And you trespassed in their store as soon as you were told that you were violating one of the rules to be in their store, and you were told to leave. If I go into a store and I have my dog Lulu with me, and the store says to me, you're not allowed in here with the dog, get the dog outside. If I choose to stay in that store, I am trespassing, because the invitation that I have to enter the store, which is what you have as a customer, has been voided when you break one of the rules. And then when you are told to leave in an orderly fashion and you choose not to leave, you are trespassing.
It was not an orderly fashion.
I don't... That's according to you.
He didn't even have to be polite about it. All he really had to say was, there's no cell phones allowed in here. He could have just said that and left it at that. I'd either got off the phone or I'd have went outside.
And then you would have gone outside.
Either or. Okay. But he didn't. I don't know who that man is.
So you didn't like his tone of voice. Is that what you're telling me?
He was very loud and very rude.
Your Honor.
I didn't know who that man was. He did not tell me that this is my store. I'm the store owner.
Put her out, because unless she can keep herself quiet during the course of the proceedings, you can't stay. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good.
He did not tell me who he was, ma'am.
In the store.
Ma'am, I didn't even know if that man worked there. He has one of them get-up-and-go hairdos, and I work in transit in San Francisco. I hear people cuss people out and tell them to get off the phone on them buses and streetcars all day long.
Ms. McRae, you can raise your voice from today till tomorrow, and you can cry and moan, and I'm telling you that this was a small store you went into, and when this man came over to you and said to you, you're going to have to take that conversation outside, and he said it to you twice, are you asking me to believe that you didn't know that he was an employee of the store? Just answer my question. Are you asking me to believe that you did not know that he was an employee of the store?
Yes, I am, because of the tone of voice that he said it. I hear it all day.
Listen to me. I don't buy it.
I hear it all day.
Now,
people telling
Mr.
people to get
Oviatt,
off the phone.
Now you're going to be quiet, because I'm telling you to be quiet. Now, you are also a defendant, and you are being sued really as the store owner.
That's correct.
You said you had something to tell me. I'll hear you.
Okay, well, first of all, Mr. Espinoza would never use the MF word.
Just a second. I don't know that.
Well, I was his domestic partner for 18 years.
Okay.
I know how he behaved. And I know when she raised her voice that he would rise to the bait at that particular
Okay,
moment.
so he might have. Let me tell you what you said to the police, madam. You said to the police, I was on a cell phone looking at merchandise in the All-American Boy store. Is that your store?
That's correct.
And a man comes up to me and says something along the lines, take your conversation outside. We don't allow cell phones in our store, unquote. You mean, just a second, is what you're telling me the police got it wrong?
I'm telling you that they shortened it and they added what they wanted.
No, listen to me. It's in quotes. A lot of it is not in quotes. This is in quotes. I kept on looking and talking, and a second time he, quote, asked me to go outside with the phone and told me that there was a sign on the window stating no cell phones in the store. I kept talking and said to him, I'm not bothering nobody, etc. And he proceeded to hand deliver me to the door. I told him to get his hands off me. He pushed me several times. I then started pushing him back, and all this pushing took place after other employee called the police. He then came at me with a bat, hit me 3 times on my arm lightly. I told him that if he hit me with that bat again, I was going to beat the F out of him. And he hit me one more time on the left shoulder, this time much harder. Something hit him by mistake with my fist.
That is not my statement.
I tried to take the bat, and when I had him backed up in corner and almost had the bat, the other employee sprayed me with mace. Then I turned around and busted him in the face. That's your statement to the police.
That ain't my handwriting. I ain't wrote that.
Miss McRae, you acted badly. You don't get paid for acting badly.
Ma'am,
You lost
I was not.
Just a second. I'm speaking.
I would have got arrested. I didn't get arrested.
Listen to me. You acted badly. You were a trespasser in his store. You were told to leave. You were violating the rules. You had no right to be there with your cell phone. Period. Now, as far as you getting clipped in the face, were you injured?
No, ma'am. No, Your Honor. Sorry.
Okay. So that, but for the fact that the plaintiff filed this lawsuit against you, I would assume that you would not have counterclaimed. Is that right?
That's right, Your Honor.
Okay. So let's just leave it at that.
But
she has absolutely no case.
Put a case on me.
I've just explained it to you. You have no case. You behaved badly. Accept it and try to behave better the next time. Your lawsuit's dismissed. Your counterclaims withdrawn? Thank you. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
And you can tell by the plaintiff's demeanor what kind of language she uses and the tone of her voice. And I know for a fact that Mr. Espinoza did not use that tone of voice until he was provoked.
They let me go because the only reason why the man had excuse was that I was in his store on a cell phone. That was it for acting the way that he acted. That's what the officer told me.
She's contradicting exactly what she wrote that very day, and she did hit Roland many times. That, too, is stated in the report as well.
I was waiting on the police to come so I could make a citizen's arrest for him putting his hands on me.
As hostile as she was, I had to use the pepper spray because I don't think...
Billy Bouton is suing his ex-girlfriend, salesperson Angelique Romero, for biting him in the stomach. Angelique is countersuing, claiming Billy assaulted her.
All rise. Yeah, this is case number 404 on the calendar in the matter of Bouton versus Romero. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mr. Bouton, the defendant is your former girlfriend, and according to your complaint, some time ago she assaulted you by biting you in the stomach. You want to be compensated for that assault and for the scar that you want to have removed, which will cost several $1,000s to the plastic surgeon. Ms. Romero says that she was acting in self-defense during that assault, and she is counterclaiming because she says that you assaulted her. When was this assault?
The assault took
January
place
10th. Sorry.
January the 10th, ma'am.
Tell me about it.
Well, I was in bed sleeping. Phone rang. My ex-girlfriend asked me to go ride with her to pick up her son.
Your ex-girlfriend?
At the time. Well, girlfriend at the time.
She?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Miss Romero.
Yes, ma'am. This was about 1 o'clock in the morning. I could tell in her voice she was intoxicated. I said, you had planned on leaving your son at the babysitter all night. Just leave him there. We go get him in the morning. She got mad, accused me of having someone over, hung up. I rolled over to go back to sleep. Approximately 10 minutes later, there's a violent banging on my door. I go to the door, open the door, she spits in my face, demanding a cable box and a key to her house back. So she proceeded to start disconnecting the box and all of this. This
So
time,
she came into your home.
yes, ma'am. And so I got her away from the TV and all this where she was disconnecting everything. I told her I would get it, go outside. She proceeded pushing on me and scratched me. I brought her outside.
How did you bring her outside?
Opened the door and pushed her outside. My dog was a little upset at the time. My dog was trying to bite her and stuff, so I'm trying to push her away, my dog away from each other. At the time I'm doing this, she's beating me on my back. So finally I stood up and I said, look, enough. So I put her against the wall, took my dog, threw my dog in the house. I picked her up and brought her to her yard and said, stay here, I'm going to get your stuff. When I turned around, she pulled my shirt off. I picked her up again to bring her in the yard, realizing at this time I was in a kind of vulnerable moment if she decided to kick. When I went to put her down, she went down and bit me 3 times on my stomach.
You have scars?
Yes, ma'am. I have pictures of scars. Oop.
And what happened after that, Mr. Boughton?
Well, when she bit me, I kind of pulled her head off of my stomach and advised her at this time it'd be best if she went in her house.
How did you say that?
Well, at the time, my eyes might have been glowing at the time, red. I'm not sure. I was upset.
What?
So I said, I think it would be best you go in your house at this moment. So she did. She went in the house. I went home and called 911 to document this. Police came over.
You have the police report?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
I'd like to see it. How come you decided not to press charges?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. 1 o'clock in the morning, tired. Just wanted it all over with.
Okay, and I assume you didn't see her after that. Is that right?
Yeah, we hung out. We talked.
You did? What do you mean you talked and hung out? What does that mean?
Well, she came over and visited. I went to her house, visited.
Did you ever go out together, date, after January 10th?
Depending on what a dating would mean.
Go out for dinner together?
Yes, ma'am.
Go out to a movie together?
Yes, ma'am.
After January, were you ever intimate with each other?
Yes, ma'am.
So why are you bothering me? Why are you bothering me with this case?
Well, it was brought to my attention that I needed to do something to document this.
Why do you have to do anything to document anything, sir? What you did was you had a fight. She clearly bit you. And if you had pursued this matter immediately, as far as I'm concerned, she would have been responsible for any of your medical bills and anything else that came along with it. But they have what they call in the law something where you forgive. And clearly, by having dinner, going to the movies, playing with each other, sleeping with each other, you forgave her for biting your stomach, right? Do you think she would have slept with you if you said to her, I'm going to sue you for $3,000 for biting me in the stomach? Now, according to what I read here in these papers that you gave me, she even moved back into your house for a while in September.
That was only to keep her kids off the street, Your Honor.
Okay, what it was about. When she moved back into your house, did she share your bed?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that's doing more than keeping her children off the street. That's keeping you happy. Maybe. So, get over it. Now, you want to give me your counterclaim?
Yes, ma'am. Mine is just in regards of his harassment and his breaking the restraining order that I had to put against him because of the violent situation. After the second incident in September, I decided...
What happened in September?
I had moved back in with him when...
Why did you move back in with him?
Because of my stupidity and thinking things would change with him.
Good. Go ahead. So?
And I've had to put a restraining order on him because I had bruises all over me. I've had to miss time from work.
Just a second. When you say you had bruises all over, you moved back in September, and what happened in September?
We were at his house. He was drinking. It was his birthday. I was the designated driver all that day. We got back home. His ex-wife called at his house. I asked him, I said, well, why is she calling and whatnot? And he sat there and he told me, he said, well, what? You still seeing your ex-boyfriend, which is Tony, which is now my husband, and stated that I need to call him and tell him who I'm in love with, which he wanted me to say that I was in love with him, Billy. And I did. And then he got angry and whatnot. He threw all my clothes outside in the front yard in a mud puddle.
Well, no, that's something else happened. You're not giving me the whole story. You did what he asked you to do. You called him and said, I don't love you, I love Billy.
Right.
Well, then
Exactly.
something else happened.
He said it wasn't good enough. He had me by the neck. He told me to leave. He started throwing my clothes outside. When I decided that it was a bad situation, I went to get the phone to call 911. I picked up the phone. He grabbed the phone from me. He sat there and he told me, he said, when he yanked the phone, exact words were, "What the F are you doing? Are you stupid?"
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Bouton claims ex-girlfriend Angelique Romero bit him in the stomach during an argument. Angelique says a drunken Billy was beating her up.
Go ahead. So I walked outside the sliding door. There was Nicole and Morgan there, two friends. And I asked Nicole to borrow her phone. She gave it to me. Whenever she gave it to me, he yanked it out of her hand and said the same thing to her.
I don't hear any bruises.
I do have I had bruises on my back from him throwing a beer bottle at me. I had bruises on my leg.
You have a police report?
No, ma'am, but I have pictures.
I'll take a look at her pictures. I don't see anything on your back. You're not showing me anything on your back at all.
It's right on the shoulder blade.
Why didn't you call the police?
Because he dropped me my keys before I could get home.
So you didn't call the police?
No, ma'am.
And what happened with the restraining order that you filed against him? Was it granted or was it denied as a final
No, it was
order?
granted.
For how long?
1 year.
Okay. Was there a trial with regard to that restraining order?
It ended up being in front of a hearing officer. And
That's okay. Hearing officer is a person able to make a decision.
Yes, ma'am.
Was there a trial, or did he acknowledge what happened?
He acknowledged. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is that true, sir?
Not completely, ma'am.
I don't care if it's completely. Did you consent to the entry of an order of protection and admit any of the allegations in her petition?
No, she kind of changed so many things around.
Did you admit you threw a beer bottle at her?
No, ma'am, I did not throw a beer bottle at her.
Well, how did she get a bruise on her back?
That I can't answer, ma'am, but I did not throw a beer bottle. I put a beer bottle that she broke at my house that she threw out of the icebox in her car.
What do you mean she threw it out of your house? What does that mean?
I have outside on my deck. I have an outside icebox, and she reached in there and threw her bottles out of the icebox. And I took the bottles.
Why did she do that?
Because she was mad.
What was she mad about?
Because she was intoxicated, once again, and she called her boyfriend at the time on her own free will. She called him and says, "You know why I'm calling you?" And he says, "Well, I'm pretty sure." She goes, "I'm still in love with Billy, and I'm where I want to be at." So she handed me the phone. She hung up and handed me the phone. I said, "Why are you playing head games?" So I take the phone, and I'm going to hang it up. And she says, No. Call your ex-wife and tell your ex-wife the same thing. And I said, "You got to be crazy. I am not calling the mother of my child and playing head games." So I hung the phone up. Well, she grabs the phone off the receiver, and she calls. But my ex-wife doesn't answer because it was late at night. So I told her, just leave. Just leave.
Did you do that?
No, ma'am, I did
I
not.
believe you did. That's what it says here.
I did not call his ex-wife. No, ma'am, I did not.
Did you dial the number?
No, ma'am, I
Did you
not.
ask him to call her?
No, ma'am.
I don't believe you. Don't believe you. Don't believe it. Now, after he gave you the keys, where did you go?
I ended up leaving and going home.
Did you see him again after this alleged incident of September 20th?
The next morning, he
Where?
came to the house.
And?
And he said, I thought we had a scheduled fishing trip, and I went with him fishing.
You did?
Yes, ma'am.
Toodaloo. Bye. Listen to me. You married to somebody else now? That's sweet. Stay there. If you have this relationship where you get drunk, you beat up on each other, you're not drunk, you beat up on each other, and then the relationship's over, and then it comes back again, and then it's off again and on again, there comes a point where it's off again, and it's off finally because you got married, doesn't mean that you come to court and you sue each other for these injuries that you committed upon each other. I mean, you want to be stupid, but don't bother courts. Courts have busy schedules. We have a lot to do. You went fishing with him? You slept with her? Goodbye, good luck, have a happy life.
Why does our excuse me step out?
Alcohol.
A lot of drinking.
Every time she's gotten in trouble, it's been because of alcohol.
He has a drinking problem.
Tequila?
I drink occasionally.
Oh, that is a key problem, no doubt.
Which is like every other weekend.
Well, It's all good.
Just hopefully now everything's over with and he will stay away from me and stay out of my life.
Can't win them all.
Is suing her son, 23-year-old Christopher Hadley, and his wife, 24-year-old Nicole Hadley, for a series of unpaid loans. Christopher and Nicole are countersuing for slander and harassment.
Now, this is case number 460 on the calendar, the matter of Underwood versus Hadley. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Have seats.
Miss Underwood, this is your son, is that right?
Correct.
And his wife, your daughter-in-law.
Correct.
You claim a series of loans to your son and daughter-in-law. One really to both of them, two to her, one specifically to him.
Mm-hmm.
They say that there was never a loan arrangement. These were all gifts that were made by you. And they are countersuing because they say that you have embarked on a series of harassing phone calls to both Child Protective Services and the police, and they want to be compensated for that harassment. Correct. Is that right?
Correct.
When was the first loan that you made to your son and daughter-in-law?
It would be for their moving expenses that they moved from Virginia to California.
Well, tell me about how the loan came about.
Christopher and Nicole's stuff were still in Virginia. Christopher was still there in school, and Nicole was out here, and they had no money to move their stuff out here. They asked if we would pay for that, and they would pay us back. Actually, Nicole came to my house and said that she would pay half of it immediately before she left, but she did not. And
well, how did you arrange for the money? I don't understand how you arranged for the money.
I had money in my savings account.
What did you do with the money?
I had a cashier's check that I paid for the moving van for them. I also had a charge card for the vehicle transport for their vehicle that came out also.
When was she supposed to pay you back?
She was going to pay back half of it before Christopher actually came out here, because everything was due on the arrival of the furniture as well as the car. And she told me she did not pay it because she decided to buy plane tickets to go back to Virginia, and she needed money to pay for the apartment. I said, well, you still owe me money, and then they said they would pay monthly installment payments to pay it.
Mm-hmm. What was the next loan?
The next loan was for a car that was in November. They had wanted to buy a Honda Civic, and they had the car for about a month, and they decided not to buy the car. I had given a check to my son, who told me that
he gave a check to your son in November?
Yes.
For how much?
$2,250. They told me that they decided not to buy the car. I asked Christopher for the money back, and he said that it was put in Nicole's bank account because he doesn't have a bank account. It was put in Nicole's bank account, and I asked for the money back, and Nicole told me no. And the next one was
so
for
you mean
bail.
September 13th was the first loan. She was supposed to pay you back half immediately, which she didn't do.
Correct.
Then she was supposed to pay you back when the stuff arrived. When did it arrive?
It arrived October 9th.
Okay. So October 9th the stuff arrived, and they still haven't paid you back.
Correct.
And they still haven't paid any installments.
Correct.
And they haven't paid any of your charge cards.
Correct.
A month later, you gave them another $2,250.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
As a mom, I was a fool.
Okay. What's next? Next loan.
Bail for my son Christopher. He was put in jail due to threats that supposedly against Nicole and her mother one night on December 6th.
So he was arrested for domestic violence?
Actually, he was arrested for terrorist threats.
Okay, terrorist threats, domestic violence, terrorists against a whole bunch of other people.
He begged to have me take him out of jail because Nicole had taken all the money that they had.
So how did he beg you? Did he call you on the phone?
Yes.
And what did he say when he called you on the phone?
She was at my house when I got arrested, ma'am.
Shh. What did he say when he called you on the phone, Miss Underwood?
He said, Mom, please come to my house. Please bail me out of money.
Come to my house?
Well, he had asked me to come to his house because he said the police were on their way over because he wanted to press charges against Nicole that night for false arrest. And when I got there, the police came and they arrested him. He asked me to stay there because he goes, Mom, I need to be bailed out because I don't know what's going on here. The police told me I need to bail him out. He told me he would pay me back.
He didn't say that at all.
Nope.
Actually,
Miss Underwood, he said, would you please bail me out? I mean, I don't want you to make things up as you go along. That's not what happened in the heat of that moment.
We had discussed if there were of any possible consequences.
Well, when did you have that discussion, Miss Underwood?
Before the police officer came.
Well, tell me about the discussion that you allege you had with your son.
I was at my son's house for about an hour before the police officer arrived. He had told me that he was waiting for the officer to show up because he wanted to file false police reports. However, he was aware.
He wanted to file false police reports.
Because he was arrested for terrorist threats.
When was he arrested?
The 7th.
She's not telling the story correct, ma'am.
I could see she's not telling the story correctly. Go ahead. I'll hear you. Let's get to the bail part.
Oh, the bail part. On December 6th, I went over to my wife's mother's house. We were in a little bit of an argument. She was staying the night over there. We just got into a little bit of an argument, and the neighbor called the police department on me. Me and her mom got into a big argument, and her mother threatened to have me beat up, and I stupidly said, I'll protect myself, I own a gun. So the neighbor heard that, and I went to jail for criminal terrorist threats. And that's what I went to jail for. I didn't go to jail till the next day. My mother was at my house sitting there waiting with me, and the whole time she's bad-mouthing my wife, telling me numerous things, and I got arrested. None of us knew I was going to be arrested.
Now, what conversation did you have with your mother with regard to bail?
Nothing. When I got dipped to the ground and put in handcuffs, she said, do you want me to bail you out? And I said, yes.
Did she get any of it back?
No, ma'am. The next morning, she told me she would be suing my wife for that money. She sent my wife a letter right here. She says, since you have decided to divorce my son, it is only fair you should pay me what is owed.
And me and him never even talked about divorce.
She sent a bill for $10,900 to my wife.
Which, half of it I don't even know about that's on there.
Tell me about the moving money. How much did your mother pay to have you and your wife's things moved out in the car?
But it all happened, my mother and her husband moved to Virginia. She wanted us to move out there to be closer to her grandson and to help me going to school. We took the opportunity to move out there to Virginia, be closer to my mom so they can see their grandson, and it was a great opportunity for me to go to college. Well, my mother and her husband decided to move back to California, and we were left out there by ourselves. And my mother and her husband both told us the day they were moving that they would help pay for our expenses to move back so we can be back with our entire family who lives here in California. And that was exactly how that happened. When it came to time for us to move, my mother said she would pay for it. She wrote us got a money order. I have the receipts here, which is all in my name. And my roommates paid for half of the move. And, well,
we had roommates at the time who gave her a portion, I think $900, around that to be exact.
I haven't received anything.
For a portion of the move as well, because their stuff was moved with ours.
What about the $22.50 that was given to you in November?
My mother got a check for $80,000 that day. She came over to my house. She was in a good mood. It was right after her husband beat her up for like the 5th time. She moved in next door to me, and then she came over to my house, and we were talking about a Honda Accord, which my friend was selling. We were trying to get another car for my wife, a better, reliable vehicle. And that is when my mom offered to give me the money to help pay for the car. And she said, you can pay me back one day. And we were still sitting down in the conversation. That's when she told me she got a check or a deposit in her bank account for $80,000.
Did you end
and
up buying?
I wouldn't have to pay her back.
Did you end up buying the car?
No.
So what'd you do with the $22.50?
We ended up paying our rent, and she knew that.
Don't tell me she knew that. There are certain things, as far as I'm concerned, that parents do for children. And then there comes a point when children become just miserable takers. Now, I believe what you say when you say your mother volunteered to help you with your moving expenses to move back to California. I'll tell you why I believe you. Because if it had been a loan that was dishonored, then there would be no logical reason why she would give you another $2,250 2 months later.
Yes, ma'am.
So I believe that the moving expenses from Virginia to California was money that was not a loan, that was a gift. The $22.50 she gave you because you wanted to buy a car. You ended up not buying the car, so what you do is you take the $22.50 and you give it back to your mother. Do you understand?
I understand that.
Good. Now, let's get to your bail. Your mother didn't have a big mouth with regard to your mother-in-law. You had a big mouth, and you did a stupid thing, according to you. You told me the story.
Yes, ma'am.
You said, I have a gun and I'm going to kill you.
No, I didn't.
Well, I didn't make up something about a gun.
No, I didn't say I'd kill anybody. I said I'd protect myself if someone came to my home.
Whatever. You got yourself arrested because you have a big mouth. Do you have a gun?
Do I have a gun? Yes, I do. I own a gun. Everything was dropped and it was all found untrue, so...
It wasn't untrue.
The case was untrue.
The case was found as the dropped case.
Your mother said it was all a big mistake. Your mother.
The DA had no evidence on it. That's why the case was dropped just last week.
Smarty pants. Yours was the big mouth that caused you to get arrested. Your mother wasn't even there. All she did was bail you out.
You're right.
So you have to pay her back if you want to do the honorable thing. You pay her back the $1,500 bail. Right? You wanted her to bail you out.
She asked me if I wanted to be bailed out. I said, yeah, I don't want to stay in jail.
Right.
We never discussed anything about a payment. The next morning, after I was out of jail, is when she said she'll be suing my wife, and that's when she sent this letter to my wife.
Which I had no recollection.
What part of pig don't you understand?
What do you mean?
When people are constantly walking around with their hand out, and I don't care if it's your mother, your father, your aunt, then they become just pigs. Pigs.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Your length of...
Her son, Christopher Hadley, and his wife, Nicole, owe for several unpaid loans. Nicole says her mother-in-law slanders her.
It was your problem which caused you to be arrested. Your big mouth which caused you to be arrested. Don't look in your mother's pocketbook. That has nothing to do with you.
I didn't, ma'am.
Yes, you did, because if you wanted her to bail you out and it cost $1,500, then you pay her back.
I didn't ask her to bail me out, ma'am.
You just told me you asked her to bail you out. You have to maintain a semblance of truth throughout your testimony, sir.
She asked me if I wanted to be bailed out of jail. I said, yeah, I don't want to stay in jail overnight. I didn't ask her to come pay for me to be out of jail. She was
Well, what
there
do you
when I
think
got
she was going to
arrested.
do? You think she was going to trade off with the bail bondsman? What do you think she was going to do?
No, ma'am. I knew she'd be paying for it.
Right.
I didn't ask her to borrow no money to be bailed out, though. I understand what you're saying. The same week, she went and got me another apartment because me and my wife split apart. If she loaned me this money and I wasn't paying her, why did she go get me an apartment?
Now, it is your claim that your mother called Child Protective Services on your wife. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'd like to see proof that your mother called, and then I'll ask her why she called.
I have a statement, or it's not a statement, it's documentation from December 8th, as well as a statement from the CPS worker. The letter, she stated to a human resources manager on December 8th that she had called Child Protective Services.
I can read. When did you and your wife get back together again?
Well, we were working things out slowly. We weren't communicating very well at the time because of problems with my mother.
Could you answer my question?
Like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, somewhere back in
Give
there.
me a date.
Somewhere around the 1st.
And when had you separated?
The 6th. When I was arrested.
Of December?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You called Child Protective Services?
No, I did not.
You called Systems Management Adequacy and Resource Team?
I don't know who that is.
That's Child Protective Services, that paper is then.
Mm-hmm. Well, your mother denies that she called Child Protective Services.
It also says in the paperwork from her job that she told them that she called Child Protective Services on my wife.
Well, that may be, but that's not necessarily this report.
Well, they can't state in a name. They can't put a name on the paper.
Listen to me very carefully, sir. I'm smarter than you are on your best day. I know that you think you went to college and you're a smarty pants, but you're not following me. I don't know how many reports of child neglect were filed against your wife. This one says that the reporting party, in addition to reporting that your wife smokes marijuana regularly and that the child was being generally neglected, that your wife also threatened to kill the reporting party. I don't know who that was. I don't know. Listen to me. Okay. I don't know who that was. This letter is from your wife's place of employment. Now, you did call her place of employment.
One time.
Okay. Why did you call her place of employment?
Christopher asked me to.
Oh.
What happened is that Christopher and I both filed restraining orders against his wife, and I have copies of that.
I'd like to see it.
This is...
Your Honor, this has been... what had happened
Listen
was...
to me very carefully, Nicole.
And
what happened is your husband was very angry at you in December.
I understand.
And he enlisted his mother's support because you and your mom had him arrested. He was taken off to jail. She had to post bond. And there was lots of bad feeling. Fortunately for you as a couple, you decided to get back together again. Your mother did the stupid thing by getting her nose in the middle of two people who were married, and she never should have done that.
I agree.
Do we understand that, Miss Underwood?
I agree.
I believe you when you say Christopher said, call a job, call Child Protective, call whatever. I believe that because he's never going to admit to it now. Anyway, he's never going to admit to it now. But you as a mother-in-law should really know better.
You're right.
Right. And that's the reason why you're here. Because after they got back together again, you don't talk to them. Or they don't talk to you.
Correct.
Right. Do you have a grandchild?
Yes.
They have a child?
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Right? That you don't see anymore.
Correct.
She's never
Right.
seen him
You know
before.
why that is?
Because they're upset with me.
No, ma'am.
That's right. They're upset with you because you stuck your nose in. Now, my question to you is, did you have a drug test?
No.
So how do I know that the allegations are not true?
They're not, Your Honor.
Well, how do I know that?
Because I'm telling you that.
And I would know also, I'm her
And
husband.
he would know.
Well,
of all
I had to
people.
talk to
this.
CPS officer that came out and visited me too.
Let's do this, Nicole, okay? I'm going to hold your case in abeyance, your counterclaim. I'm going to send you for a hair follicle drug test. If your hair follicle drug test comes back negative, you have the right to come back to court on your counterclaim. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you prepared to go and take the test?
I am, Your Honor.
Great.
However,
Great. We'll take care of that. With your length of hair, we should be able to tell over the last 6 to 8 months if you've ever smoked marijuana and how much you've smoked. If you haven't smoked any marijuana, because it remains in the hair follicle, and the length of hair, we can tell from that. We don't do urine tests anymore because that only goes for 1 day, but hair follicle goes for a long time. So if the hair follicle test comes back negative, you're free to come back to court. I will make arrangements for you to have the hair follicle test taken today. Is that satisfactory? I'm asking you a question. Is that satisfactory?
that's unsatisfactory because these accusations are false.
Fine. Are you prepared to take a hair follicle test today?
We have to be on a plane
I have to be on a plane, Your Honor, in an hour. I think I have to be at the airport in less than an hour.
40 minutes.
To check in. We can arrange for it. Are you prepared to take the hair follicle test today? Is my question. If not, just let me know. I will resolve the counterclaim. What do you want to... I'm not speaking to you.
I know
Your Honor, there may have been things done in my past, regardless of what I may have done around my son.
That's not my question.
I understand what you're saying, Your Honor.
Fine.
I totally understand that.
Fine. So if what you're saying to me is that you would prefer not to take the hair follicle test today, which I assume what you're saying, then I will deal with the counterclaim as it exists. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Fine. I gather what you're telling me is that even if you did, in fact, smoke marijuana, it wasn't around your son, it never placed him at risk. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes,
right.
absolutely.
Well, that doesn't necessarily mean that our allegations were false. You got it, your counterclaim's dismissed. You owe your mother $3,750 judgment for the plaintiff. Stay out of their business, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She has always tried to have a wedge because she doesn't like me.
It's a line of crap.
His love for her is fine. It's just that I think she had a power in the fact that he wants to hurt me.
We're innocent. His mother has a lot of money and she's throwing it away.
Tough love is hard, but it's going to be worth it to help my own self-esteem also.
Edward and Janelle Jurse and their son, 9-year-old Brian, are suing neighbors Eric and Stephanie Sickelis and their son, 12-year-old Anthony. Brian says Anthony shoved him off his bike, breaking his teeth.
Yeah, this is case number 29 on the calendar in the matter of Jurse versus Sickelis. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Who's Brian?
Me.
Who's Anthony?
Me.
Everybody else sit down.
Hey.
How old are you, Brian?
9.
How old are you, Anthony?
12.
Brian, you were riding your bike near Anthony's house, is that right?
Yes.
And something happened and you fell off your bike and you broke your tooth.
Mm-hmm.
Just one tooth?
2 teeth.
2 teeth.
Yes.
You want to tell me what happened and how it happened that you fell off your bike?
I was riding my bike up the hill, and then I saw Anthony washing his motorbike. So I said, bet you can't squirt me with the hose. And he ran up and pushed me off my bike.
You saw Anthony, and he was doing a chore, washing his bike. So you said to him, I bet you can't squirt me with that hose? Why did you say that to him?
I don't know.
Well, that was pretty silly, wasn't it?
Yes.
Well, what if he started chasing you with the hose? That's what you asked him to do. You bet him, right?
Yes.
Would you have liked that?
No.
So what happened after you said to him, bet you can't squirt me with that hose?
He ran up and pushed me off my bike.
You did? Is that what happened, Anthony?
No.
What happened, Anthony?
Well, after you said that, I pretended like I was gonna squirt him with the hose. I pointed at him. And so I started running after him, and then...
with the hose or without the hose?
Without the hose, because I dropped it because I couldn't reach him. So, when I was running after him, he was, trying to avoid it. So he hit the curb and he flipped.
How far away from you was he when he hit the curb and flipped? Show me someplace in this room.
Well, right there maybe.
Where? Walk up and point to it.
Right here.
Okay, now step back. So what you're telling me, Anthony, is you never touched his bike?
Nope.
Now, Brian, you were riding away from him?
Yes.
Is that because he was chasing you?
Yes.
So you're looking in the other direction.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know he bumped you off your bike? Did you turn around and look to see where he was?
Yes.
And when you turned around and looked to see where he was, what happened?
I saw him push my bike.
No, I don't think you did, Brian. I don't think you saw him push your bike. I think he was chasing you.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think at the very moment that he pushed your bike, you turned around to look at him. You might have turned around and hit a curb and fell. And he was chasing you. And the reason you fell off your bike is because he was chasing you. There's no question about that. But you made up a little bit of fib when you said he pushed you, because I don't believe he pushed you. Understand? Because that was a fib you just told me, that you turned around at the exact moment he pushed your bike and you saw him push it and you fell off. That's a fib. That doesn't mean he might not be responsible, because he was chasing you. You were trying to get away from him, but you started out by teasing him. Why were you teasing him?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Here you go. Now, I understand that when... Now I need the two mothers up here, please. Now, I understand that when this happened, Ms. Sicalis, I understand that Anthony or you went and got Brian. Somehow he got to your house.
Well, my older son came in and said that Anthony had the hose and that Brian was taunting the boys. They race motorcycles, so he was washing his bike. And him and another little boy were taunting the boys.
Brian, were you with somebody else?
Yes.
Who were you with?
Robbie, my friend.
How old is Robbie?
I think 9.
And was Robbie saying anything to Anthony and his brother?
No.
Just you?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So he had warned them, you know, get off our driveway, and because they live far down the street. And so for them to be, you know, up there, and so Anthony, you know, had warned them.
They're allowed to be up there. They're just, listen, he's a 9-year-old kid. They're playing kids' games. You know, I bet you can't hit me with that bike. I bet you can't squirt me. And then they turn around and they ride away. Right? He decides he's going to try to get him with the hose. Hose doesn't reach. Hose doesn't reach. He starts chasing him. He's turning around, not looking where he's going. He falls off his bike. That's what happened. You don't have to be a genius to figure that out, unless you're trying to blame somebody else.
Yeah.
All right. So, but he came to your house.
He split his chin, and he had, his knee was scratched. So I brought him in my house.
You brought Brian into your house.
Right. And I told the other little boy, go get his dad. Now, the other little boy went to go get his dad, not Brian's dad. And so I brought him in the bathroom and put
you took care of Miss Mestre.
Yes.
Well, who came to finally get him?
I took him home, and then I talked to the father, and the father was very upset, which I understood. I mean, you know, his child was hurt and he was bending, and I was, you know.
Well, what was he saying to you? Step up.
That
what?
That, you know, that our kids have problems and they have no supervision.
Why were you?
And I was saying sorry.
Just a second. Why were you involved in that kind of conversation with her, sir?
Well, there was some admittance that he was pushed off the bike, and
Just a second. What did Anthony say to you? Did he admitted pushing him off the bike?
No, Anthony's brother was down there, and I said, "Where's the father figure?" I said, "There's nobody watching these kids."
Listen, your son was at their house. What's wrong with you?
Judge Judy Brian Jurse says neighbor 12-year-old Anthony Sicalis shoved him off his bike. Anthony claims he never touched him.
Your son was at their house. They didn't come to your house. He was there, and he was teasing them. The lady brought him home to you because you weren't out there supervising him. He's 9. Quiet. He's 9. You weren't out there supervising him. She went in, took care of him, brought him back to you. So, I mean, I read that and I said, why would a grown man open up a mouth like that to this lady? Any reason?
No,
or you
I
just
saw my
lost your
kid
temper?
I saw my kid covered in blood.
Yeah.
There had been prior instances with Anthony teasing my son, and I just, you know, I made a couple of comments like
Well,
that.
then you were wrong.
Okay.
Because your son started it. You understand that? Okay. So, and if he got hurt, he got hurt. That's all. He's got to know. He can't tease people, especially people who are older, people who are bigger. But we're not talking about a 9-year-old and a 25-year-old. We're talking about a 9-year-old and an 11-year-old who are about the same size. Right?
Yes.
So, it happens. That's what happens with boys. So you don't get that kind of upset, sir, especially to somebody who's trying to do the right thing. Now, I don't know anything about these boys. I don't know about their history. I don't know if they're wise, Alex. That may be. He may be a little bit of a Weisenheimer, this one over here. This one.
He's more outgoing than my oldest one.
Oh, well, he was one with the smirk on his face, so I wasn't exactly sure what that
He's
smirk was.
nervous.
Are you nervous? Am I making you nervous?
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
So he's like, he was.
I thought like you got that from my hair, so I
Well, I thought you could use a little bit of a comb down, but that's, I understand that's the style these days, so I have to go with it. You're not mine. It's fine with me. Oh, I don't know what you were upset about. So you're upset because you saw your son injured. That doesn't necessarily mean you have the right to take off against the boy's mother.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Brian and Robbie were on their way up to Robbie's house. They had to ride their bikes past their house to get to Robbie's house. And in numerous incidents before this incident, these boys had stopped Robbie and Brian, saying they could not pass them on the street to go back and forth between
So
Robbie's
as a
house
result
and
of that, Brian stopped and said to them, I bet you can't squirt me with the hose. Does your street have two sides to it?
He was on the opposite side of the street.
No, he wasn't.
That's
No,
according
he
to
wasn't.
Brian.
No,
He was not
he
in the
wasn't.
driveway, according to
No, he wasn't. He was on the drive. He was close to the driveway. He wasn't on the other side of the street.
He was riding up on the
He's
sidewalk.
giving you baloney. Just because he's yours doesn't mean he won't give you baloney.
I had another instance with Anthony.
I'm not interested. I'm interested in this one. And in this one, he started it. He finished it. She's not responsible. He started it. And I don't believe that he pushed the bike. I believe that he chased him and he fell off the bike. I don't believe he pushed him off the bike. You're not that evil, are you? Try to be nice to each other. That's what the world's all about. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They became very hostile after we made a police report.
We tried to settle it, but they didn't want to settle it.
Flipped us off when they'd go by my husband.
Wanted to get attorneys first, and this is where we're at now.
And now the next case. Truck driver Frank Sanchez is suing Rosa and Jesus Sanchez for assaulting him with a weed whacker. The Sanchez's claim Frank started it. They are countersuing for vandalism to their truck.
Your Honor, this is case number 51 on the calendar in the matter of Sanchez versus Sanchez. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
It's a cast of thousands.
So I see.
Mr. Sanchez, are these defendants related to you?
They're not.
Even though you have the same last name, they're not related to you.
They're not related.
What's your first name, Mr. Sanchez?
Frank M. Sanchez.
Do you mind if I call you Frank to differentiate between you and the Sanchez's?
That's fine.
Good.
Thank you.
According to your complaint, Frank, you were going to drop off your girlfriend's child to her ex-husband's house.
Yes, ma'am.
Her ex-husband lives at the Sanchez's house. They rent him a room. What?
He does not live with us. He live with my daughter, which lives behind me in the next block.
He lives with their daughter, who lives at the next block. Whatever. You were going to their house to drop off your girlfriend's child so that the father could either visit with the child or babysit. I don't know. And I don't care the reason why. And it is your claim that when you went to their house, you were assaulted by them.
Correct.
You were assaulted with a weed whacker.
That's right.
Which is a metal thing that's used to kill weeds.
Correct.
Mr. and Mrs. Sanchez say that you provoked this whole incident, and in addition, they seem to think that at some time previous to that or after that, you broke the windows in their truck, but they don't have any proof of that, according to what I read in their countersuit. They just think that you did that because you had a motive to do it and somebody matching your description was seen leaving the scene. You don't have much of a case on your counterclaim, Mr. Sanchez. I tell you that right now because you need more proof than that. But let's talk about this assault. What day did it happen?
October 19.
And what were you doing that day?
Okay, my girlfriend called...
Girlfriend, raise hand.
Girlfriend Margarita called Guillermo, was at the time...
Guillermo, raise your hand. You're the father. Is that right?
Yeah.
You're the father with either the right or left hand. You can't confuse me. You're still the father. Okay. Put your hand down now. Go ahead.
Yeah, called Guillermo, and he asked Margarita, my girlfriend, if she can take little Guillermo Jr. to Rosa Sanchez's home because Guillermo was there at the time. And the reason we took the baby is because every other weekend he gets the kids. So we took him October 19, approximately 9 in the morning. My son and myself were in the car. Margarita got off the car and walked the baby about halfway Rosa Sanchez's yard. Started walking back to the car.
Well, where'd you leave the baby?
With the Guillermo received the child.
Who's Guillermo?
Guillermo Loza.
Did you get your child?
Yeah.
So you took possession of your child?
Yes.
Okay, good. So we got that far.
At the time that Margarita was walking towards the car, Rosa Sanchez came running towards Margarita and started yelling, "I'm not responsible. I'm not going to be responsible for those kids." So Margarita was getting ready to get the car. At that time, Rosa Sanchez came over to the other side, started yelling and telling me, accusing me of breaking saw window. I turned off the car, opened up the door. I was in between the door and the car, one hand on the rail of the window, 1 foot in the car and 1 foot out of the car, standing in this position. When suddenly her husband, Jesus Sanchez, just out of nowhere comes, moves Rosa out of the way, and hits me with the weed whacker, knocks me down almost unconscious. I was in the ground. He was still hitting me while I was in the ground. Then Guillermo Loza came over. Now there was two against me.
This Guillermo
Loza, yes, ma'am.
Where'd you put the baby when you went over to him?
Inside in the house.
Stand up a second. Stand up. So you put the baby inside the house, and then you went outside to see what was going on?
Yeah.
And when you got outside, what did you see?
I see Frank argued with Rosa, and Jesus Sanchez defended Rosa.
How did he defend her? With the weed whacker?
Yeah.
So he hit him with the weed whacker?
Yeah, because I don't know who started.
You don't know who started it. All you saw is Mr. Sanchez hit him with the weed whacker.
Yeah.
Sit down. Were you hurt when you were hit with the weed whacker?
Yes, ma'am. I got pictures.
I'd like to see the pictures, please.
I was also...
Okay, now tell me your version of the events.
Okay, Frank called me on Friday night and told me that he was going to bring Guillermo's son so I could take care of him. And I told him that I would not watch him because I already had my 2 children and his 2 children. He said, where was Guillermo? I said, Guillermo was helping my husband clean the building that we clean, and that I was not going to watch him. And he says, look, whether you like it or not, you're going to watch this kid. I'm bringing him to you right now. I told him, don't come to my house because I'm not going to receive that child. I don't want no more children. I have no more responsibility of any more children. I left the house because at that point I had Margarita's 2 little girls with me. And when the little girl came out of the bedroom, when she heard me arguing with him on the phone, she came crying and she said, let's go, because he will come and he will do something to us because at home he has guns under the bed.
All right. Okay. I'm not listening to what you say the child said to you.
Okay. So then we left and then we came back and then he came and he pounded at my door for several minutes and I did not open the door.
Did you go to her house that evening, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
You did? Just answer my question. You went to her house that evening?
Yes, that was October 18, approximately 8:30.
Fine. Go ahead.
Okay. That night at 11:30 when they got home from cleaning the building that we cleaned, we heard noises on the side of the house and we went out and we seen a gentleman at the same frame as him and everything running away from our car.
All right, that's on what you base the fact that he broke your car windows. It's not enough proof, Mrs. Sanchez.
Well, the next day, she calls and says that she's going to bring the child over, and I told him, tell her not to bring the child.
What's it your business?
It's not, baby. I didn't want the child at my house.
I don't care whether you want him or not. The only reason that she was calling you is because he was there. Listen to me carefully, madam. He has a responsibility to his 3 children, not to clean your husband's buildings, not to clean up your yard, not to clean up your house, not to clean up anything else of yours. On the weekends when he's supposed to be a father to his children, he's supposed to be a father to his children. And if you elect to have him clean rather than be a father to his children, then you can babysit for his children. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? You get it?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
Very good.
Judge Frank Sanchez says, while dropping off his fiance's son, he was assaulted by Rosa and Jesus Sanchez. Frank claims Jesus hit him with a weed whacker.
His job is to see to it that the mother of his children, who has his 3 children all the time, has a break Saturday and Sunday. Quiet. That's his job. And you're interfering with that, you and your husband, if you've got him doing work for you on the weekends when he's supposed to be taking care of his children. You understand? Just in case you think you're right, you're wrong. What you're supposed to say is, this has nothing to do with me. He's available to take care of his children. And you say to him, Guillermo, your former wife is coming over with your children. You better stop doing my yard work, stop cleaning out my basement, stop cleaning out my buildings, because your responsibility is to take care of your children now. Do you understand?
Yes.
Perfect. Go ahead.
So then he brings the child over, and she just pushes the child into my yard and walks away.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie, because Guillermo just told me she handed him the baby. He took the baby inside the house, and then he came outside the house. When I read the answer here, Mrs. Sanchez, what you say in your answer was outrageous. What you say in the answer is that he took the baby, dropped the baby off in the middle of the grass, and walked away. And you're following him saying, don't leave the baby there, I'm not taking care of him. Well, that's a lie. That's not what happened. What happened is the mother of the child handed the child to the father of the child, and you got involved. And the reason you 2 people got involved is because you thought that he had broken your truck windows the night before. And he may have done that. I'm not saying he didn't do it. You don't have proof, but that doesn't mean he didn't do it. Doesn't give you the right to hit him with a weed whacker, sir. Doesn't give you the right to hit him with a dangerous instrument and cause him the kind of injury that you did. You understand? And that you're responsible for. He may be a hothead. Are you living with him?
With Frank?
Yes.
Yes.
Stand up. Over here. I didn't call for you.
Oh, I need an interpreter.
I'm the interpreter. Okay. Good. You live with Frank?
Yes.
How many children do you have?
3.
How long have you lived with Frank?
Almost 2 years.
Who are you going to interpret for?
Oh, okay.
Good. Sit down. Does Frank support the children?
Yeah.
What about their father?
He don't pay child support. He don't help me in nothing.
Does he work for Mr. and Mrs. Sanchez?
I don't know.
Does he work for you?
No, he doesn't.
So he was just doing these things as a favor for you in your house?
Well, I watched that week, my sister had watched his kids for him. He was just over at the house. He wasn't helping us do the yard, man.
Listen
he was
to
just
me.
there.
No, that's not what you told me before. You told me he was working in the yard, and the day before he was cleaning out your husband's buildings, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm speaking to you, so you're going to
Yes,
answer
ma'am.
me. So, you mean he was just doing that as a favor for you, or do you
Yes.
pay him?
No, I do not pay him. He was just there. He was just helping my husband. It's an hour job, ma'am.
Mrs. Sanchez, I don't believe that you're not paying him. I believe that you pay him. Or I believe that you give him this in exchange for room and board when he's living with your daughter. I mean, the fact that you may not report the money that you give him is a whole other story. Mrs. Sanchez, do we understand each
Ma'am,
other?
I don't have a business. We work at a school, and he went to help my husband because I didn't go in that night.
Work at a school doing what?
Cleaning.
Good, so your husband gets paid for that?
Yes.
You mean to tell me that this young man goes to clean with him, your husband gets paid, but your husband doesn't share his pay with him?
It was just that one night, ma'am. He doesn't go with him all the time.
Mrs. Sanchez, we're playing with each other. Because if he's not working for you or with you or helping you and your husband, then he should be out helping clean other people's property so that he can pay child support. Do you understand what I'm saying, sir?
Yes.
I thought you might understand what I'm saying. You can't hit him, because what he's doing is he's supporting his 3 children.
He pushed me, ma'am.
I don't believe you. I don't believe that he pushed you. I believe maybe he shoved you. That doesn't warrant your husband hitting him with a dangerous instrument. And the reason it happened was because you were angry, because you thought he broke your windows the day before. That's what happened. It's easy. It's as clear as the day. You can't do that. And you have no right to interfere with his parental responsibility to take care of his children, because these people are entitled to a couple of days every other week without little children to take care of so that they can have a little bit of freedom, and he's got to take care of his kids. Right?
Right.
Now he lives with your daughter.
He doesn't live with her anymore.
But he used to?
But as roommates, not as boyfriend and girlfriend.
Oh, fine. That's even
She
better. They
rented
were
him a-
roommates.
Yes.
Well, what did he use to pay his share of the rent?
He works construction, ma'am.
He does.
Yes,
he
he
works construction. If he works construction, how come he's not paying child support?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I
Does
thought
he
he
work
was.
construction off the books or on the books?
On the books, ma'am.
Really? What's the name of the company he works for?
I don't know.
Stand up. What's the name of the company you work for?
Framing?
Framing?
No.
Now we need the interpreter. We're going to get you some child support, madam.
Thank you.
What's the name of the company? Because I'm going to call them. Make sure you give me the right information.
Framing.
Ma'am, every time you go to different stories
It
like
goes
that.
to different sites.
Yeah.
But it's framing. You're framing houses, right?
Yes.
You just pay cash.
Shh. I'm way ahead of you, sir. How long have you been working for framing?
1 year.
April 15th passed this past year. You know what April 15th is?
Yeah.
What is it?
I don't understand.
Taxes.
Oh, taxes? No agarro taxes.
I don't do taxes.
Everybody does taxes.
Todos hacen los impuestos.
I want to explain something to you, sir.
Señor, no se le quiere explicar algo a usted.
Construction pays very well.
La construcción paga muy bien.
And based upon what you just told me,
Lo que usted me acaba de decir.
you are one of the very, very lucky people that works in this country and doesn't pay any taxes. You also don't pay any child support. That is a very, very foolish thing. It's even more foolish when you decide to come as a witness in a case that's going to be seen by 10 million people. We understand each other?
Yes.
So if I were you, I would be very, very smart. And every single week I would take $200 in cash and give it to the mother of your children.
En eso estamos de acuerdo la señora madre y yo, puesto que yo le ayudo a ella en efectivo.
Came to an agreement with that as I pay her cash.
How much do you give her in cash, sir?
En efectivo, señor.
$250 cada 15 días.
$250 every 15 days.
When was the last time you gave her $250, sir?
Del mes pasado.
Last month.
Para que pagara la renta.
What day last month?
So that she could pay the rent. ¿Qué día?
Yo, el 8.
The 8th.
The 8th of what month? March or April?
Marzo, abril.
Marzo.
March.
Well, now it's April 30th.
Estamos al 30 de abril.
So if you gave her money March 8th and you give her $250 every 2 weeks, a lot of 2 weeks went by without you giving her any money, sir.
Sí, pero ella vivía en un apartamento con una señora.
She lived in an apartment with a lady.
Entonces ella se cambió a vivir con Frank Sánchez.
And then she moved in with Frank Sanchez.
What difference does that make for you payments of child support? What I'm suggesting to you, sir, it would be very, very beneficial for you. Really beneficial. If every 2 weeks, like clockwork, she got in her hand $250. Do you understand me?
Yes.
Not playing around, not fooling around. Doesn't make any difference who she's living with. Your 3 children have to eat. They have to have clothes. They have to go to the doctor. They have to drink milk. They have to go out to eat at McDonald's every once in a while. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And your $125 a week for 3 children isn't doing it. So you have a responsibility. Just think of all the money you're saving in taxes. We understand each other?
Yes.
Sit down.
Thank you.
You injured him. You had no right to injure him, whether you like him or whether you don't like him, whether he's a nice man or whether he's not a nice man. You hurt him with the weed whacker. You understand that, sir?
Yes.
And it was not the right thing to do. You understand that?
Yes.
And you got to pay for that because he was injured. What your wife told me was a lie. What she wrote in the papers were a lie. Child was delivered to his father. He was leaving. Your wife decided to have an argument with him because she thought he broke windows. You intervened and hit him over the head with a dangerous instrument. And for that, you got to pay. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. That's all. Counterclaim is dismissed. That's it. Goodbye. Good luck.
Parties are excused. You may step out. I'll back to you right
Well, I'm very satisfied for Judge Judy's final decision.
He threatened me the day before, and then he came to my house the next day to look for trouble.
I have all the proof right here that she was the one that came over and made threats at me.
He's just that kind of person. He's a drug dealer and everything else.
I do not know what they're talking about.
He has that little girl pushing drugs in the bars.
Truth is the truth.
He's beating him up when he goes to pick up his children, him and his son.
She needs to stop lying. ¿Me golpeó él y su hijo?
He hit me, and so did his son.
I'm not here to lie. I'm here with evidence and the truth.
He's a dangerous man and a bully.
Truth has to be the truth.
Is suing his neighbor, 29-year-old insurance agent Betty Salva, for the cost to repair her home. William claims Betty conned him into thinking he caused a flood.
Yeah, this is case number 55 on the calendar in the matter of Vasquez versus Salva. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mr. Vasquez, you and the defendant are sort of neighbors.
Yes, ma'am.
You have a home.
Yes, ma'am.
And you live on top of a hill.
Sort of, yes, ma'am.
Defendant's home is sort of at the bottom of the hill.
Yes, ma'am.
According to what I've read in your complaint, your home has a swimming pool.
That's correct.
And you decided to drain your swimming pool.
That's correct.
And the defendant came to you and told you that the water, which you knew was going downhill,
Yes, ma'am.
had damaged her home. How had it damaged your home?
It flooded my back porch, my septic tank, and went right in my back door and flooded the carpet.
And when Mrs. Salva came to you, did you go and look at the damage?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you see the wet carpet?
Yes, ma'am.
And you, of course, agreed to pay for the damage.
Yes, ma'am.
How much did you pay her for the damage?
$225 for draining of both septic tanks and $261 for replacing the carpet and padding. $40 for someone to come down and put it in, a friend of mine. That was all.
Okay. Now, tell me why you want that money back, plus additional money for aggravation.
Yes, ma'am. I'd like to get recompensated back because of the fact that Mr. Stringfellow that sits here, this is Billy Stringfellow, the biological dad of the young gentleman that's over here. The young gentleman went to his house.
So your son went to his father's house. This is your ex-husband.
Yes.
And
told Mr. Stringfellow that that it was not so what took place. So they both drove to my house.
They came to your house. Who came to your house? Mr. Stringfellow and his son.
The young boy.
Step up, sir. Tell me what you told Mr. Vasquez.
I told Mr. Vasquez that my son told me that they had flooded their own stuff out there and had got raw sewage from the yard and put it to the carpet. That's what my son was telling me, and the young was telling the truth about it.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
And so, what did you do?
I told Mr. Vasquez that he was defrauded.
Okay. What's your son's name?
Mitchell.
Mitchell, come up here, Mitchell. That's why you want your money back.
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you, Mitchell?
12.
You know who I am.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you nervous today?
Yes, ma'am.
You look a little nervous today, Mitchell. Do you go to school?
Yes, ma'am.
What grade are you in?
5th.
Do you do well in school?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
I've had a few problems here in school.
What kind of problems, Mitchell?
Grade problems.
You have any problems at home?
Um,
Could make.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what kind of problems you have at home.
I get yelled at a lot.
By your mom?
By Robert, who's my dad. Well, my stepdad.
How long has your mom been married to Robert?
I think 5 years.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
Yes, I have a sister.
How old is your sister?
11.
Any other children in the house?
Wesley.
How old is Wesley?
12.
And is Wesley Robert's son?
Yes.
Do they get yelled at too?
I don't see them get yelled at a lot.
You don't see them getting yelled at. You get yelled at more.
Yes.
Any reason for that, you think?
No.
Have you talked to your mom about that?
Yes, actually I have.
What does she say?
Sometimes she won't listen, and sometimes she does.
You know anything about this problem that happened because of the flooding in your house?
Yes.
You want to tell me about it? You want to tell me about it privately, or you want to tell me about it here?
We could do it privately.
Then let's do it privately. Come on, in back.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Judge Judy. William Vasquez claims neighbor Betty Salva owes for the cost to repair flood damage to her home. William says Betty conned him into thinking he was at fault.
Order.
Miss Salva, it is your claim that the damage that was caused by this flooding. And I see from your papers that you have a videotape of that.
Yes,
Is that
ma'am.
correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see the videotape.
This is the neighbor's pump that's draining their pool, and it's just flowing in our yard and the neighbor's yard. It smells horrible out here. He has done flooded both of our septic tanks. You see, it is overflowed, running all on my back porch, all the way to my pool step area, down to my driveway, all the way back over here. This is the second septic tank that is overflowed, which has run all the way up into the house.
So there's a battle. Both my septic tanks are overflowing.
Flooded. Run all over my yard.
Bert, stop it there, please.
We tried to...
Stop it there. And I want you to back it up a little bit, please. Back it up about 5 seconds. Keep going, 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 keep going. Now, I want you to stop it right there. Thank you. You've been married 5 years, Miss Salva?
Yes, ma'am.
You have 2 children?
Yes, ma'am.
Your husband has 1 child.
Yes, ma'am.
You punish your children by hitting them with a belt?
No, ma'am, I do not.
I want you to pay very careful attention to me, Miss Salva. When I ask you a question, I expect a truthful answer. If I don't get a truthful answer from you, you're in serious trouble. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Does your husband Robert punish the children with a belt?
No, ma'am, he doesn't.
I don't believe you.
He doesn't.
I don't believe you. Was your son living with his father for some time last year?
For about 2 months.
Why was he living with his father?
He was stealing and sneaking out at night, and that was just a last resort to try to straighten him out, and that didn't work.
Explain to me why it didn't work.
His father had went out of town and left him there for I don't know how long without any supervision. So I went and picked him up.
Did you go out of town, sir?
No, ma'am, I didn't go out of town. I was at home. She went and took the young'un out of school, didn't call me, didn't do nothing, and it costed me for new uniforms, new everything. She didn't call me, didn't say nothing. She just come picked him up. 2 weeks, so he didn't even go to school. And my daughter, she hadn't been in school in over a year.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. She's
Why is that?
homeschooled. She, well...
She's homeschooled by whom?
By me.
What college did you graduate from?
I went to the George County Occupational Training Center, but I did not graduate.
What university did you graduate from?
I did not graduate from
Then how are you
university.
homeschooling your children?
It's just one that I homeschool.
Why?
Because 2 years ago when she went to his house for the weekend, she was in a very bad wreck and flipped 5 times, and she has problems from that.
And you've been told to homeschool her?
No,
or you
ma'am.
decided to homeschool her?
That was my choice.
Right. Miss Salva, I'm going to make some suggestions to you, and I want you to take them to heart. Your primary responsibility is to your 2 children. Your primary responsibility is to see to it that your 2 children are raised with a reasonable moral code, that they don't see their parents being involved in lying or cheating or stealing. That's your primary responsibility. And your husband, Robert, it is not his responsibility to corporally punish your children. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, this young man I find to be a charming young man. Bright, very likable. He has the potential to be a nice young man. You and your family are screwing that up. You see that spot?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a dry spot.
It had already
That's
been
a
swept
dry
away.
spot. That's a dry spot that was there before your husband forced your son to take a hose and flood the inside of your house. Now, that doesn't mean, Mr. Vasquez, that there wasn't a lot of damage done by your pool. It's clear to me, based on these photographs, that your pool drainage did some damage. Next time you'll figure out some other way to drain your pool. That's not the point here. I don't know what motivated you to pit your son against his mother
Yes, ma'am.
and his stepfather, which may have ramifications. I'm going to give you some advice about that in a moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I will see to it that a call is made to Child Protective Services where you live to monitor your home. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to see to it that there are no ramifications to this child or any other child in your house as a result of what happened today. So the call is going to be made by me to Child Protective Services where you live to come out and take a look at what's going on in your house. But I think it was a mistake on your part, sir, to put your son in the middle. It was a mistake.
It had to be done. It had to be done.
No.
And,
It didn't have to be done that way.
What-
Listen to me. Your son was living with his mother and his stepfather. Stepfather who, according to your son, uses corporal punishment as a way of punishing both himself and his sibling. Now, prior to Robert corporally punishing the children with a belt, she did. Now, I didn't ask about you.
I don't.
He seemed to be very happy when he was living with you, and he doesn't know why his mother came and took him away. You pay his mother child support?
No, he does not.
Oh, Miss Judy.
I asked you a question.
No,
That
ma'am.
requires a yes or a no.
Ma'am. No, ma'am. But them young's needs on my part gets anything that can be.
Don't give me talk.
Yes, ma'am.
Money.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you pay. Money to take care of your children. Do you understand?
Yes.
Because let me explain to you what happens if you don't do that. Listen to me carefully. What happens is her husband feels as if he's supporting your children, which gives him license to hit him with a belt. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So you start paying support. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I say something, please?
Yes.
There's also a 3-year-old little girl that lives there. Also, I don't think she told you about. That
I didn't
they-
hear about any 3-year-old little
Well,
girl.
they
He
have.
didn't tell me about a 3-year-old little girl.
Custody of her.
Whose child is that?
It's my brother's daughter, and I've had her since the day she was born.
Well, I looked over my fence and I seen the child out there unsupervised around the pool area, no supervision, for 10 minutes.
No.
Mr. Vasquez, this is what I'm telling you, sir. I'm not giving any money back. You did the wrong thing. You drained your pool into a place, and it made a mess in their house. They don't have to have a mess in their house, and I am not an engineer, so I'm not going to be able to say what damage your pool did and what damage they did themselves in order to enhance the claim. I can't separate that. What I can tell these people is something is not right, and the advantage of having this case heard today is that I am going to get a team of social workers out to her house to see what's going on there. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
That's all. Step out.
Oh, sir, excuse me. Step out.
I feel like she's doing the right thing by having someone look after the young.
She is.
I don't like the way that he upset my son. My son said things because he was very scared of him, and he has been abuseful in the past.
I'm going to do everything I can to get that child away from her.
And now, matter of Eagles versus Adams. Step forward, please.
Hairdresser Kealunda Eagles is suing her daughter's friend, 19-year-old Latoy Adams, for damaging her car when she jumped on the roof. Latoy says she was being chased by a dog.
Miss Adams, according to what I've read in Miss Eagle's complaint, you were playing outside with the plaintiff's son. Is Is that right?
That's right.
And at some point, something happened, and you jumped on the hood of her car.
Correct.
When did that happen?
When I heard a dog chasing me.
You heard a dog chasing you?
Yep, I heard a dog barking from behind me. I assumed it was running after me and Nathan, who was playing.
So Nathan ran away?
Yes, and I jumped on the hood of Kia's car.
And you damaged it?
Yes.
She wants you to pay for it?
She told me I didn't have to. After I suggested I pay for it, she said she wasn't materialistic and I didn't have to pay for a car.
Is that right?
Yes, I didn't really press the issue. I was supposed to sell the car, and when they saw the car, they no longer wanted it because it's over $2,000 damage done to the car.
Of course, if the roof of the car is dented, it's going to reduce the value, but did you tell her she didn't have to pay for it?
Well, I had mentioned it to her. I told her don't worry about it at the time. Then I called her and I told her that I was supposed to sell the car and they won't accept it like that. And so I told her that she had to pay for it. So
How much after the incident did you tell her she had to pay for it?
Probably about 2 weeks.
Okay, you have a picture of the car?
I sure do.
Let me see. What kind of car was it?
It's a 97 Ford Taurus.
Where is it now?
It's at the hotel.
So you're still driving it?
Yes.
Not as bad as I thought it would be.
Those are just the pictures. There's a lot of waves on top of the roof. There's plenty of waves there. Okay. It's very noticeable when you're on it.
When did you purchase the car?
About 2 years ago.
And how much did you pay for the car when you purchased it?
We'll say $7,200.
Now, you said you were going to sell the car. Why were you selling it?
Because I want a new vehicle.
And how much were you going to receive from the car, from the purchaser?
Well, I guess he would say like maybe $4,000 towards a new vehicle.
Were you trading the car in? Is that what you were going to be doing?
Exactly.
You were trading it in?
Yes.
Now, you have an estimate to fix the roof?
Yes, I do.
May I see it, please? How do you pronounce your first name?
Laytoy.
How old are you?
19.
Laytoy, was there anything else that you could have done other than jump on the roof?
No, I just jumped. I'm afraid of dogs. I jumped.
What is this estimate for?
That's for them. They're going to cut out the top of the roof of the car, and they have to replace it with another roof and do other things to it.
When you took the car back to the company when you were going to get a new car, how much did they say they would give you for the car as it was?
Well, after he told me that he couldn't take it like that, I just began to get mad, and I just said, forget it. And then I took it to some appraisers to tell me how much the damage is. And then after I got it fixed, I was going to take it back.
So what do you think?
I feel that in L.A. I could get it done cheaper if I was to do it.
Well, did you tell her that?
Yes. After I was served papers, I did suggest that. And it was negative. So
what do you mean it was negative?
She said that she has someone that does her car for her on a regular basis when something's wrong with it. And
who is that?
That's affordable repairs.
Is that one of the estimates that you have here?
Yeah, that's the main one. That's the one I take my cars to.
Look, I don't think anybody thinks that this was her fault, that the dog ran out. But it was her fault that she chose to jump up on your car when there were other alternatives.
The dog started to chase after both of them. She ran one way and Nathan ran another way. They were halfway down the street before she jumped on my car.
There was a fear. But it's not your fault.
No, it's not.
And the defendant had other options. The defendant has to take care of this damage. Do you have any insurance on the car?
I had other options.
You had other options.
All right.
He didn't jump up on a car, did he?
Nope.
Why don't you run the same direction he ran in?
We were running the same direction. I took 2 steps and leaped on top of a car.
He didn't. Dog didn't get you, did it?
Mm-mm.
All right. I don't think that there's any fault or blame here. You just didn't exercise good judgment. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,873. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I didn't want to come this far with it, but she's immature, and hopefully she'll learn a lesson from this. Be more responsible about other people's things. I love you, Laytoy.
All parties in the matter of Phillips versus Graham. Step forward, please.
26-year-old bus driver Latasha Phillips is suing neighbor, medical transport driver Keith Graham for the cost to fix her car. Keith is countersuing also for car repair costs.
Miss Phillips, you and the defendant are neighbors, is that right?
Yes.
And it is your claim that your car was hit by the defendant's car, which was being driven by a friend of his. This friend?
Yes.
Correct. And you want the defendant to pay for it because he said he would. Is that right?
Yes.
No.
Mr. Graham says when he heard about the accident, he thought perhaps his friend was at fault, and he agreed to give you some money, which you took.
Correct.
And you signed a release.
I didn't sign anything.
So let's see if we can make this as brief as possible. If you signed a release, Miss Phillips.
I didn't sign anything.
If you signed a release, this case is over from your perspective.
Okay.
Mr. Graham has a counterclaim because he said, well, he subsequently found out that it wasn't his friend's fault, but he thinks it was your fault, and he wants you to pay for the damage to his car.
Yes.
Let me see the release that you say she signed.
Okay.
Who wrote out this release?
I wrote it out, Your Honor.
And who signed Letitia Phillips?
I did. I didn't sign it, I printed it. I didn't close it by signing the bottom of it. I printed my name where it said I received $200, but I never signed anything at the bottom. So between the time that he gave me the $200 and now, he could have altered it and wrote anything.
Miss Phillips?
Yes.
You explained to me about receiving this $200. Explain it to me.
When his friend hit my car, he went upstairs and got him. He came down and said, well, how do you want to handle the situation? We both agreed not to call.
No. He said to you, how do you want to handle this situation?
I said, I just want my car fixed. Those were my exact words.
I just want my car fixed. And what did he say to you?
Well, he didn't want to call his insurance company because he didn't want to go through his insurance company. So he said, well, with $200, start your payments for the car to get your car fixed.
That's not true.
No, he wouldn't say that. Miss Phillips, don't play with me.
I'm not playing with you.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't say with this start getting your car fixed.
But if you read the note, it says a down payment.
Oh.
No, it says payment. Not down payment. It says payment. Let me see pictures of your car, the damage to your car. Did you have it fixed?
No.
What'd you do with the $200?
I still have it.
Good.
I offered to give him the money back when I got an estimate of my car. He didn't want to do nothing.
Why did you take the $200 from him?
To take my car to the shop.
Right. And then you found that it was going to be more.
Yeah.
So you should have thought first before you signed this paper. Right?
Right.
So that was foolish of you. You thought you could have it fixed for $200. It's not a terrible, I mean, the car is clearly drivable. It just has a dent in it. $3,130 is what you're suing him for.
Because when I get my car fixed, it's going to be in the shop for like 13 days.
Why didn't you report it to your insurance?
Because why should I have to pay my deductible when it wasn't my fault?
What's your deductible?
$500.
It's better than $3,000. Right?
Right.
Good. Sign the piece of paper, Miss Phillips. That's it. Now, you want to explain to me why, sir, you paid her the $200?
Okay, Your Honor. At the time, my mother was sick in another state, and I trying to get out of town. When I saw the accident, I wanted it to just be over with. I came to her and asked her, how did you want to handle this? How much you think it'll take care to get your car right? She told me about $200 or $300. So after I said I had $200, will you accept that? But when you sign this, for all I'm concerned, it's over with. And she agreed to it.
I just told her it's over with. So what are you here for?
The countershoot, 2 days later, my neighbor happened to see the accident. And she said, I saw the girl looking behind her, wasn't paying attention what she was doing when she ran into my car.
Let me see the damage to your car.
Okay, here are the pictures. There you go.
I hit his car because he pulled out without looking.
She was looking in the back seat, Your Honor.
Tell me your name.
My name is Rita Kreiner.
Ms. Kreiner, tell me what you observed, I think it was on February 19th of this year.
That morning, I was waiting for transportation to take me to the doctor. As I'm looking, she came just like this, and I saw Woody was parked right in front of my step.
Go ahead, continue.
Anyway, as he started the car up and got out of the window, and I started looking at the news, I got back in the window again to look for the driver again. And that's when I seen her coming, and bam. And I called him later on.
Thank you. Mr. Graham, when Woody came upstairs, he spoke to you, is that right?
Right.
Woody told you it was his fault?
No, he did not.
Well, if Woody didn't tell you it was his fault, then why would you give her $200?
Like I said, my mother was sick back east. I'm trying to get out of town. I don't want to be bothered with none of this right now. I'm already upset that now I got to deal with an accident and stuff. My idea at the time was to resolve this right now.
So then why are you here on a counterclaim, sir?
Because she hit the car when I found out that she was doing something else when she hit my car.
Just a second.
Okay.
You just said to me you didn't care whose fault it was.
No.
You just wanted the whole thing to go away because you had other things on your mind. That's why you gave her the $200, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So then why are you here today?
Well, she was suing for $3,000. So I figured, you hit my car once I found out she actually wasn't paying attention. My car is still total.
Where's your insurance?
Well, I could use my insurance, but I'm thinking the same way she's thinking. Well, I'd use mine if she don't hit my car.
Good. Both use your insurance. Goodbye.
Okay.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She took the money. It was over with as far as I was concerned.
I want my car fixed, and I don't think it's fair that I got to pay the extra $300.
Well, it went from $600 to $1,000 to $3,000. So naturally, it was a big shock to me.
I don't have a problem with it.
Assistant Lisa Espinoza is suing her ex-boyfriend, 29-year-old mechanic Juan Ruiz, for unpaid credit card bills, the return of personal belongings, and emotional distress.
Quiet in the courtroom, please. Yeah, this is case number 151 on the calendar in the matter of Espinoza versus Ruiz. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Ms. Espinoza, according to what I read, you and the defendant were in a long-term relationship, and you have a child together. How old is your child?
She's going to be 6 on Sunday.
And you lived together for a period of time?
Yeah.
You claim that he owes you his portion of a credit card bill.
Mm-hmm.
He has some of your personal property from when the two of you separated, and that was almost a year ago.
Yeah.
You also won a whole bunch of money for emotional distress.
Mm-hmm.
It was a year ago, September, that you separated. Is that right?
It was a while, like in December.
December 2001.
You separated in December of 2001.
I tried to hold on, and I did things for her.
You separated in December of 2001. When was this credit card bill amassed?
I got it back in '99 when we were together, and I didn't use it for a while, maybe almost a year, and then we were short of money because...
Miss Espinoza, let me cut to the chase, madam. Were all of the bills on the credit card amassed by December of 2001?
Yes.
We are now in 2003. So what I want you to tell me is, where have you been for 2 years?
I've been asking him to help me pay it, and he's been agreeing to help me pay it also.
But he hasn't for 2 years, is that right?
That's right.
Now, tell me about the property that you left behind, Miss Espinoza.
When I was going to leave him, he did not want me to leave, so he held me down on the bed and told me I was never going to leave him and that it was never going to happen. I then told him I had to convince him to let me leave. He then tried to tell me that I could leave, but without my daughter. If I took my stuff, I couldn't take my daughter. So I decided to try to convince him that I was going to come back, but I just needed some space. I needed some time to get everything that I wanted to do in my life together, because I wasn't.
Good. All right, now I'm getting into this sounds like a soap opera, and I'm not interested in a soap opera. What property did you leave behind?
I had shoes I hadn't even worn. I had all my clothes there. I had all my my schooling papers. I had a lot of pictures of me and my family, of my daughter that I had.
So you're talking about shoes and pictures and papers.
And I also had a lot of stuff, sentimental value stuff that my mom had given to me because she's passed on.
Ms. Espinoza, what do you want back after 2 years, madam?
Well, I know he doesn't have none of my stuff.
So if he doesn't have any of your stuff, what do you want me to do?
I just want something in return for it, because I feel that all this stuff to me was taken away from me.
And was taken away. Try taken away. Then you should have pursued this case in 2001.
I know.
I don't know what you wait for 2 years for and then say, well, I can't get my papers back and I can't get my pictures back, but I want him to financially compensate me.
Because I was trying to be a nice person. And
then why are you bothering the courts now?
Because he has not been nice to me at all, and I feel like...
He hasn't been nice to you because that's what happens when people separate. Sometimes they're not nice to each other. Now, I'm giving you 30 seconds about your emotional distress. You got 30 seconds. Tell me about your emotional distress.
When I first met him, I was 16. He was 22. We met each other, and we got together, and I got pregnant like almost immediately when I first.
And whose fault was that?
It was both of our faults.
Good. So
yeah.
Let's go.
And when I told him that I was pregnant, he told me no, he didn't care, he didn't want nothing to do with me. And
is that the emotional distress you're talking about? Well, get to the emotional distress you're talking about, Miss Espinosa.
For 6 years, he put me through everything. I was not allowed to have friends. I wasn't allowed to get a job. I wasn't allowed to basically walk out of the house unless I asked him for permission.
So, how do you think the courts compensate one for that?
I've just been through so much. I haven't been able to do nothing.
So, whose fault is that?
It's my fault. That's
good. Perfect. That's taken care of. It's your fault. It's your fault because just as you walked in the door, you walk out of the door.
Exactly. That's why I'm here right now. Because I don't want to let him get away with this. He's gotten away with a lot of things.
Miss Espinosa, I don't know what you're fabricating in your mind. What do you mean, let him get away with what?
With taking my property and not being able to pay for it. I didn't take nothing of his.
Listen to me. If in December of 2001, you went into small claims court or you went to the police and said, I have to get back into my apartment because I have my clothes and my shoes there and my pictures, they would have taken you. You would have gotten your shoes, you would have gotten your pictures, you would have gotten your papers. Finished. You cannot wait 2 years and say to somebody, now after 2 years, I want to be compensated because I know you don't have my pictures and papers anymore, but because I didn't pursue my rights immediately, now you have to pay the consequences. Do you understand? There comes a time when you have to take responsibility for yourself.
Yes, I understand that.
Good. Now, Mr. Ruiz says that he left you an engagement ring. Is that true?
No. I lost it when we were together.
That's what she says. I don't believe nothing what she told me in the past.
He was with me when I lost it.
Well, tell me where you lost it.
He was taking me to work. I had it on my lap while I was putting lotion on. When I got out of the car, I forgot that I had it on my lap.
When was it?
It was after we separated, maybe like 5 months after we separated.
So you lost it after you separated?
Yes.
Why didn't you give it back to him when you separated?
He proposed to me after I left him, and I told him I didn't want it. I told him to keep it until I said yes. He told me no, to keep it even if I said no.
Is that right?
No, that's not true, Your Honor.
That doesn't sound right to me. Did you ask for it back?
The thing is, she just led me on. We're going to be together, and that's it. She just used me, pretty much. You know, if she didn't really want it.
So the answer is you did not ask for it back?
Yeah, I told her after we split up, yes, I want it back.
When did you tell her you wanted it back?
I probably told her this, probably like in November. I want whatever.
November of what?
2002.
So a year later?
Like I said, she spent time. She stayed with me here and there, but it was just being...
So in November you said you wanted the ring back?
Yeah. She said she lost it. You know, like I said, I don't believe nothing.
She said she lost it?
Yeah, that's what she said. I don't know what she did with it.
Can I see the credit card bill that you had from December 2001? Mr. Ruiz says that the reason you are pursuing this now is because you recently lost a custody case involving your daughter. Is that true?
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Ex-boyfriend Juan Ruiz owes for credit card bills, the return of property, and emotional distress. Juan says Lisa still has the engagement ring.
Listen to me, Miss Espinosa. I want you to tell me about the custody case.
And this past year, I filed for child custody and for child support because he wasn't helping me financially. I was working 65 hours a week.
Just a second. Where was the baby staying?
With me the whole time.
All the time?
Yes.
Not spending time with her father?
She would once in a while when we would go see him. Only when we were together, but he didn't have her by herself.
Then you had a hearing for a judge?
Yes.
What was the outcome of the hearing before the family court judge?
The judge told me that I worked too much, that because...
Can I see a copy of the order? Do you have a copy of the custody order?
I just have the mediation, what was agreed on.
What you agreed on?
It was originally ordered I had my daughter 60-40, 4 days and her 3 days. But she was crying and everything, and, you know, I want to do this for my daughter, so I agreed to give her 50% of time in mediation.
Let me see. Was the original order 60-40? That he had the child 4 days a week and you had the child 3 days a week?
Because of my...
I don't care what it was before. I'm asking you. I can't go into what it was because of. What I'm asking you is, was that the original order?
Yes, it was.
So he had the child 60%, you had 40%, and then you went to mediation that was just resolved. And the parties shared joint legal and physical custody. So now you each have the child 50% of the time. Is that what you wanted?
No, that's not what I wanted.
Well, that's why Mr. Ruiz says that you're pursuing these matters after 2 years.
The reason why I'm pursuing this case is because the judge told me that we weren't married, so I wasn't able to get none of my belongings back.
I'm not interested in your belongings. Do you understand? And don't tell me that you couldn't have gotten any of your belongings out. You could have gotten your belongings out with a police officer. If the shoes didn't fit him, the police would have given you your shoes back. Do you understand?
Your Honor.
And if you had personal papers, the police would have given you your personal papers back if you went back into the house. You chose not to do that 2 years ago.
No, because I didn't want my daughter seeing the cops doing nothing to him. There's plenty of times that the cops that came to the house when
Madam,
he threw me around.
Listen to me very carefully. I don't believe what you're saying to me. Because from December 2001, when you say you left, up until 2002 in November, according to both of you, you did sort of see each other off and on.
And that's why I left him for
sure. So that you could have gotten your shoes and your personal papers. You had plenty of time to do that. Stop being a victim. Okay? Be a grown-up. You have a 6-year-old child.
Your Honor, she said that she had emotional distress and pain and suffering since 2002. Every time we go to court, she doesn't have her story straight.
I have her story straight. Tell me about the ring that you gave her, Mr. Ruiz.
Yes.
Tell me when you gave it to her. Under what
I
circumstances?
gave it to her on Christmas Eve, I believe.
What year?
2001.
You said you broke up Christmas 2001.
Yeah, we did.
So how come you
This
gave her
was-
the ring Christmas Eve?
Well, I don't know. I was dumb. I was, straight up.
Well, what did you say to her when you gave her the ring Christmas Eve 2001?
I asked her to marry me.
And what did she say to you?
She said yes. She goes, right now I need some space because her mom was sick, this and that. Okay, whatever. She said, but she does want to marry me. That's what she told me.
What did you use this credit card for?
Every time we needed money together, we would just pull it out of the ATM, just money straight out.
So you used it for joint bills?
Yes.
Good. I want you to tell me about the agreement that he made, if any, to pay you back for this. Did he say he was going to pay you back, and when?
Yes, he told me all the time.
Tell me when he agreed to pay you back.
Right when before we'd go get the money out, he would tell me that he was going to pay it off because I was not allowed to work. I was not allowed to get a job, so there was no way for me to pay it.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you that if you're living together and you have a child, that each time you would go and get money out of an ATM, he would say to you, I am going to pay back this amount because you're not working, because I don't want you to work, and I'm working, so each time we go, I'm going to pay you back.
Yes, he did say this.
I don't believe you, Miss Espinosa.
I'm telling the truth. I know I was right there, and that's what he was.
I don't believe you. In any event, I suggest you go find the engagement ring and sell it. Maybe that'll help pay off the bill. Listen to me, madam. You have to put a period. Just because one lawsuit didn't turn out the way you wanted it to 2 years later. I don't buy it, Miss Espinosa. I'm sorry. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He's just very controlling. He's very manipulating.
I'm happy.
For 6 years, I was 16. I didn't know what I was doing.
All I gotta do is tell the truth, and that's what happens.
He started throwing me around. He slammed my leg in the door.
You know, I pushed her around before, but I never hit her or nothing like that.
Socked me. I hope he gets what he deserves.
I just hope she leaves me alone and go on with her way, and that's it.
And now the next case.